All right, everybody, welcome to Nintendo Prime Reacts. That's not really a thing. This is my live reaction to today's hour-long, that's right, 1 full hour Kirby Air Riders Direct, Nintendo's, at least the way they slated it, holiday game. So, it's a pretty interesting one because a lot of people I feel like some of you guys in the chat, why are we having another Kirby Direct? Didn't we have a 45-minute one? Why do we need a whole nother hour? Well, if you remember, in the last Kirby Direct, the last Kirby Air Riders Direct, if you remember, Sakurai said something in that Direct that I think was very interesting, and a lot of people just assumed was him being hyperbolic or just trying to hype his game. He said that there's a lot more in this game than in this Direct. People kind of dismissed it. Yeah, okay, well, there's a lot more. There's some new tracks, some new characters. You know, maybe there's some new mini games for City Trial. But that's not, you know, most people would consider that a lot more, right? That's just like more of stuff we already know. And that was a 45-minute Direct. So even if there was going to be another Direct or another showcase or anything, it won't be an hour. Why would it be an hour? Why would it be even longer, right? Why would they even do that? They already showed what the game is. They showed a majority of it, right? Yeah, they don't need an hour to show us every track, every character, every, you know, I don't want to call it a cart, but every vehicle you can ride on. They don't need to show us every mini game, right? Well, maybe that's because that's not what they're doing. Maybe that's because that entire first Direct, and I rewatched it yesterday to make sure that my feeling on this was correct, at least correct for me. Of course, everyone, this is a feeling, right? Everyone can feel differently. My feeling rewatching that direct yesterday, it's a long one, was quite simple. That direct was just about introducing people to what the hell this game is. Because a majority of Switch owners, Switch 2 owners, etc., never played Kirby Air Ride on GameCube. So when they teased Kirby Air Riders months ago, sure, some of us that played the original were like, whoa, that's crazy. Other people who had never played it, other people who, basically thought it was weird that Nintendo's dropping another racer the same year as Mario Kart. Of course, if you ever played the original, you wouldn't be calling Kirby Air Ride a racer. You just wouldn't. If you're honest with yourselves and you legitimately loved Kirby Air Ride back on GameCube, you would not define that game as a racer. But everyone online that hasn't played it defines it as a racer. So they did 45 minutes to basically explain the base premise of Kirby Air Riders. The base of, sure, there are races. That's just a mode. That's not the primary game. It's just a mode. And they showed City Trial. Again, they basically showed things that existed in Kirby Air Ride. Now, yeah, there's new tracks, there's new characters, there's new vehicles, there's new games. It's a new city. So sure, there's new, but it was basically just showing you what the game used to be on GameCube. Nothing they really showed in Kirby Air Riders was significantly different gameplay-wise, structure-wise than Kirby Air Ride. Okay? So that 45-minute direct was basically an introduction to what the game is. This is the direct that gets into the new. This is the direct that's going to show you what this does above and beyond what the original release did. Because we haven't seen anything above and beyond the original release yet. And that is going to be pretty exciting, because I really enjoy this game, the original release. I never thought we would get another one, of course. It sold okay considering the system it was on. It did sell over 1 million units on a platform that failed for Nintendo. So, it is a million seller. Kirby Air Ride is a million seller. But, it never really felt like something that needed to come back necessarily. It was kind of like a game from its era. For it to come back, it has to do more than what it originally did. But what is that more? That's what we find out today. Is it a story mode? I have no idea. Is it some other mode? Is it some other thing? Is there other crazy stuff going on with this game? I don't know. I don't have any answers for you because I'm not in development on this game. In fact, there hasn't really been any leaks, right? Kirby Air Riders never even leaked before it was revealed. You know how sometimes Nintendo's things leak or get, rumored out there? There wasn't even a rumor for this game, right? So it's interesting that it's here. And now we have another 60-minute direct. So there's probably a lot of stuff that we don't know about. I kind of expect this, and maybe my expectations are wrong, and maybe I'm overhyping it. We'll see. I expect this to be a Donkey Kong Direct moment. Remember how everyone thought we didn't need the Donkey Kong Direct? I didn't forget about that. Remember when they announced the DK Direct and the whole of the internet's like, why are we getting this Direct? Some people were excited, of course. I'm not taking away that. But there was a general sentiment of, we don't need this direct. We literally had hours of gameplay from Treehouse. We had the initial reveal trailer, of course. We had, people going hands-on with it at the Switch 2 experience. We don't need this direct, right? Similarly, we have had 45 minutes of Sakurai playing the game. People got to go hands-on with the game at PAX West. You see how this is starting to sound really familiar to what they did with DK? Except it wasn't a treehouse, they called it a direct instead. People got to go hands-on with the game. They spent, not quite an hour, but they spent a long time showing the game off. And now here we are again with another direct after all of that. This feels familiar. It feels like we just went through this cycle with Donkey Kong Bonanza. because we did just go through the same or very similar cycle with Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I think this is going to be that DK Bonanza Direct. This is going to be the one that people finish it and they go, damn, this game has much more going on than I realized. Maybe I should be paying more attention to Kirby Air Riders. Now, it's still Kirby, and Kirby doesn't have the same appeal as Mario. Hell, Kirby doesn't have the same appeal as Donkey Kong, right? We have to recognize, obviously, what expectations should be for something like this. Sure, there could be raised expectations because it's Sakurai, and Sakurai is significantly more popular today than he was when the original Kirby Air Ride came out. So that brings a certain level of clout, I guess, or a certain level of attention. You know, it's kind of like if Shigeru Miyamoto announced a brand new IP he was working on or something like that, or an out of nowhere sequel. People would pay more attention because it's Miyamoto, right? Well, just like people pay attention to what Kojima does, right? Because of what he did at Konami, spun off, did his own thing, made a new IP. People paid attention because of who he is, right? So people are paying attention. 2 million plus views just in the United States, 2.2 million on that last Kirby Air Riders Direct, the 45-minute one, just in the US. Obviously, there's millions more when you count all the different regions. Considering the original release never sold 2 million, that was already pretty impressive and showed that not only is Nintendo more popular than back in the GameCube days, but also that Sakurai is more popular. But none of that means sales. None of that is sales, right? The whole idea of directs, these are media events. They're trying to convince people to buy the game. So this is Nintendo's and Sakurai's last great pitch to get you to buy Kirby Air Riders. So when we are done with today's direct, there's going to be a poll. I am going to obviously put a poll up asking your grade for the direct and all of that, but I'm also going to put up another poll. And that poll is going to be quite simple. That poll is going to ask you, did they do enough to convince you to buy the game? Because that's the whole point of any of this. Nintendo and Sakurai are trying to convince you to buy this game. Did they do enough? And it doesn't matter if you don't own a Switch 2 yet. It's not about that. It's about, you could buy it eventually, right? Say you're not going to buy it this holiday because you're going to be playing Metroid Prime 4, Age of Imprisonment, Legends EA. You just don't really feel like you have the time to fit it in. That doesn't mean you won't buy it later, right? You can be one of those like me. I don't really plan to play the game till January, personally. I'll probably play a little bit of it so I can talk about it on a podcast episode with the boys. But I'm not really going to deep dive and play significant amounts of it probably until, again, January. It'll be what I probably play in January leading up to Final Fantasy VII. But then again, maybe my mind changes. Maybe this direct makes it be like, oh no, I gotta prioritize this game. This game is, I can't wait to play this game. I have to play it right away. I have to play it like significantly that first week. I gotta jam 20 hours in, 30 hours in, whatever, right? That's possible. It's not an impossibility. I don't think this direct will convince me of that, but I was already convinced to buy the game. I've already played it. I played it at PAX. It was incredible, but I was also a fan of the original, right? So that's the context there. Is I actually really loved Kirby Air Ride on GameCube, so I kind of knew I was gonna like Kirby Air Riders when I played it. Now we have a super chat coming in.
Vini has donated $10 and says, are you feeling it now, Mr. P? The return of Peak is imminent, ladies and germs.
Yeah, if you guys... Mr. P shit. If you guys didn't know, most people online that played Kirby Air Ride, which again, there was over 1 million, but it wasn't like crazy sales. But most people that played it do consider Kirby Air Ride on GameCube to be peak. Like, really peak. Some people even like it more than the mainline entries in Kirby. That's how peak people considered it back in the day. So, that's a whole nother factor as well. I don't know if I'm gonna say, oh, it's better than Forgotten Land, and whatever. That's a whole different conversation, and it's a spinoff, so like it's not even a fair conversation. But it is a Kirby. It is a Kirby spinoff. Kirby's got a billion spinoffs. You might be finding out why people consider Kirby Air Ride to be peak, and maybe the best spinoff ever for Kirby. I'm not saying like of all time, right? Mario Kart, come on, like there's a lot, and not even just like Nintendo. There's a lot of really, really amazing spinoffs out there. Let me get some of the ats in the chat. See, well, you get the temperature of the room, right? We got 45 minutes till this direct begins. The direct itself is an hour. So let's see. Well, we're spending a lot of time together this morning. Early this morning, we're spending some time. Anything and everything garage says good morning. Good morning to you. So does Talsha. Thank you so much. Where's your Snoop Dogg intro? Sometimes I play it on my day streams, but on directs and stuff like that, I like to keep it a little more mundane. We are streaming in the morning. There could be children watching us on their way to the school, on the bus, or all. We like to keep things a little more, I guess you could say, family friendly when we have these morning streams for these events from Nintendo. These streams stay up after. They don't go members only. Everyone can watch it. Tall Show. Imagine there's a hidden arcade machine in Air Riders and you get to play the entirety of Robobot. Oh, what if that's how Robobot came back? That'd be insane. I doubt it, but that would be insane. Never bought or played the original, but I've seen the chaotic videos on it. I'm looking forward to this one. Yes. Chaos is a good way to describe the original release. But there was some skill to that chaos. That's the thing. It was pretty cool. Lyrical Genius says, what's up? Awesome. Lyrical Genius also says, I'm on TikTok right now, currently live and watching your stream at the same time. Dude, someone's live reacting to my live reaction on TikTok. That's wild. We got some stream inception going on, but this time it's happening on TikTok. Well, hi, TikTok audience. I don't know how many people are watching you, but how's it going? I don't really stream on TikTok. My TikTok, I haven't done a lot with my TikTok. So while I have a lot of followers on YouTube, like 159,000, I have like 500 on TikTok. I got to focus more on my TikTok so I can actually get the ability to stream over there. Nintendo says, what's up? Appreciate the stream. Even if Air Riders is a hard pass, I'll never choose Kirby over Mario Kart World. Sad to say, the big holiday game is this hard pass. Well, I'm curious, Nintendo, after this direct, if your mind is a little bit swayed. Because I feel like that's the point of this direct. The first one was just to introduce the concept. This one's the one to sell you. So we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, right now, it's a hard pass. What I find interesting is you don't have to choose Kirby over Mario Kart, because calling Kirby Air Riders a racer is the incorrect way to describe the game. But it also plays literally nothing like Mario Kart. You probably didn't play the original. You most likely did not play the demo at PAX West. I'm just gonna let you know, Nintendo, comparing this to Mario Kart is dumb. It is not a kart racer. I'm planting my flag on this because I played the hell out of the original. It has nothing to do with Mario Kart. You don't have to like one or the other more. I mean, you can like Mario Kart World more overall if you want. That's fine. But like, this is not. It has a racing mechanic. Okay, there's a racing mode, right? Literally, there is a racing mode. You do races in a certain mode in this game. That is not a majority of the game. In fact, it's usually the least played part of the game because there is so much more going on that Mario Kart has never done. So I wouldn't, comparing them, I don't even think is fair. Like when people, and you're part of that crowd, you're part of the general audience that doesn't really know a lot about this game. This is a general sentiment online. Like, we don't need multiple racers from Nintendo. It's not a racer. Just wait till this direct is over, and I hope that it properly conveys how much like this isn't a racer despite there being a racing mode. And yeah, we're gonna see probably more of that racing mode today. We're gonna see some new races, some new courses and stuff like that. Yes, we are gonna see probably more of that mode. It's just a mode. See, Mario Kart World, everything's a race, and you would say like free roam is a mode, right? Because everything else, battle mode, it's literally got mode in the name, right? battle mode, free roam. These are modes in the game. It's primarily a racing game. This game is primarily not a racing game that has a racing mode. So we'll see. We'll see how you feel if you're still around. I don't even know if you're still around, but I saw your comment. We'll see. Sakurai's insanely popular in Japan. Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's a massive celebrity in Japan. I mean, he's probably a celebrity overall in the gaming sphere worldwide, but in Japan specifically, he's yeah. See here, Vetty says, wait, are we jamming in? What the hell does that mean? It's all show. The streak counter is at 739, but you could, oh, it's at 739. All right, whatever. So you know why I put it at 740? You know, we added 5 to the streak yesterday, right? And we were at 735. We added 5 to the streak. So my math must be off somewhere. Did I add an extra one last stream? Because we added 5 yesterday, in case you're not aware. We hit the 69, we hit the 150, and we hit the 20 new members. That's 5. But maybe we were off from the night before. My esports team is getting Kirby Air Riders. Hell yeah. Let's see here. Going to watch a stream of his. Thanks for the details, bud. Sent you a Venmo. Oh, you sent me a Venmo? Thanks, man. Yeah, and to be fair, Nintendo, it's totally fine if you don't like the game. Like, we all have different opinions. It's not the end of the world if you end up not liking the game. I don't like every game Nintendo puts out. So, like, dude, I don't like every game anybody puts out. All right, your Venmo said, let's see here. Was there a message with it? Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no problem, Nintendo. Thank you so much for the Venmo. I appreciate it. We didn't hit 69 exactly during the pod. Yeah, we did. We actually hit it on the nose. But all right. We literally hit it on the dot. You might not have been aware. I wasn't updating the money stuff as well as I should have been. But you know, that's me. 740 it is. Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say that, so that's what you didn't realize happened. Yeah. I noticed it happened. It happened after we hit the 20 member thing. So like, wasn't, you know, as big of a deal because it wasn't like I was getting out a beer or drink or anything for it. Yeah. We ended up hitting it on the dot. Okay. Hey, Steak is here. Steak 1024. How you doing, guys? Welcome, man.
Steak 1024 has donated 10 nuns and says, morning, everyone.
Hell yeah. Kirby. You know what's funny? I could not find my Kirby hat this morning. I hope my kids didn't take it. I wanted to wear my Kirby hat, right? It's Kirby Day, but we're going with the white stuff today. We're advertising the podcast, and is what it is. I wanted to wear my Kirby shirt with my Kirby hat. I found my Kirby hat though. Just couldn't find it, and I was running up to it, man. I woke up about 45 minutes before the stream began, you know, dealing with the kids and all of that, and now it's like, all right, we gotta get going to this, and I just couldn't find it. I'm like, you know what? It'll show up when I least expect it to. That's just how it goes. You missed the Jimzo super chat in the pod, so I was off too. Okay. Yeah. I think there was one of the, what happened was I put the total in the chat last night during the podcast, and like it was like immediately after that somebody donated the exact amount needed. Like it was like within a minute of me putting it in the chat to hit the 69. Yeah, it's, you know, during the podcast I'm you know, sometimes it's a little random because I'm not always updating the number as much, and there's no number on screen to look at because, you know, I'm in the middle of a discussion or a show. But you know, I was letting everyone else talk a lot last night because, again, I talk all the time. We have this stream today to talk about Kirby. I talk about all this other stuff. I've talked about the lies and negativity on live streams before, right? So like, I want to let everyone else really get their say in on this stuff. It's kind of funny too, because if you guys think about last night when we were talking about Legends EA and the impressions, did anyone else realize I never actually finished what I was going to say because I got interrupted and other people went off on a tangent and then we moved on? Anyone else realize that I never actually completed my thoughts on ZA? And I think I know why that happened. It happened because I was starting off giving a bunch of criticism, basically. And I not immediately, but I got cut off. And then that was it. That was the end of me getting my point in. Which I guess was probably good. It was probably good for the show. One, it was good for the show's pacing. But two, it was also good for like all the other people were giving basically mostly 99% positive thoughts. So I guess it helps balance out the positivity and the negativity. Like, you know, I guess it helped provide some balance to the force of Nintendo. But it was funny because I'm like, I had more to say, but all right. It's fine. I'm getting drowned out. It's okay. I'm not that passionate that I'm going to start cutting people off so I can get my point in. It's fine. It's Pokemon. You love it, you hate it. It is what it is. Let me see. Okay, update our total here. We're at 20. You love that design? Are you talking about like the design on the hat? Yeah, this is our new podcast logo. I mean, we've had it for a little while now, so calling it new still is, yeah. Our members dropped as well today, which happens. I can kind of tell when members are going to drop off because I have the access on the back end to see prior, like, you know, days that we had like a spike in gifted, and we just had a spike in gifted go away. So, how does Kirby Air Riders have 2 directs and Metroid has none? This is so unique. It's got to be a big add-on. And Sakurai compromising photos of the head of Nintendo like he's the Epstein of the game world because it's Sakurai isn't a reason. Wait, what? Sakurai has compromising photos? What are you talking about? I feel like you're making up some headcanon, Andy Ortman. As for having 2 directs, Metroid's going to have a direct. It's going to happen next month. It's going to get a direct. I'm going to tell you why Metroid didn't get 2 directs, what Kirby Air Riders did. Most people today didn't even know what Kirby Air Riders was because they didn't play the original. Metroid literally just had Metroid Prime Remaster come out, what, a couple of years ago? 2, 3, 4 years ago? I can't even remember. It's all look at Metroid. Plus they had Metroid Dread. Metroid's been more relevant, more lately, than Kirby Air Ride back on GameCube. So again, the first one was to reintroduce what the game is, the premise. This one's to explain what's new and try to sell you on it. They don't feel like they got to sell you on the premise of Metroid. So they only need 1 direct. And most of the time when you have 1 game direct, it happens a month or within a month of the game coming out. Game comes out in December, we're in October. You should expect a Metroid Prime 4 direct next month. Let's see here. Do you think Nintendo will drop Pikmin 4 Switch 2 edition anytime soon? Well, they just did a free update. I'm guessing no. Well, I mean, it's an hour. Yeah. Andy Orban says it has to be a giant content dump. I mean, dude, it's an hour long. Can you imagine? And maybe this is what happens. Can you imagine it's this hour-long direct and we learn nothing new? Can you imagine there's like nothing new in this direct? Like, yeah, there's some new courses, but there isn't new modes. It's literally a repeat of the 45-minute direct with just some more tracks and some more mini games. And that's it. There's like nothing else in here. It's just Sakurai talking about how he finds the crease on this new vehicle to be astounding, and that fossil on the wall, hence the screenshot yesterday. Oh, this fossil that you're totally never gonna see because you're racing. You're never gonna see it. Can you like imagine that there's like just nothing actually new about, like, we come out of this wondering like this was a completely pointless direct. There's obviously going to be a bunch of new content in here, a bunch of new stuff that we don't know about. So, because there's no way. An hour long, longer than the last one. Obviously, there's got to be some new stuff that we don't know about. That's why I think this is going to be the Donkey Kong Direct for Kirby Air Rider. It's going to be the one that makes people go, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, this game's kind of hype. That's what I think, or maybe I hope reactions are after. But again, it comes down to what's actually shown, because maybe I'm underwhelmed by it too. We'll see. Because they don't got to sell me. I love the original, so I was always going to pick this up. It just wasn't going to be a priority play, but I was going to pick it up. Yeah, there were some small MP4 gameplay ads that just released. Did Nintendo officially release them because they leaked? Because here's the thing, I posted them. We showed off one. We showed off the new boss yesterday. I'm gonna check Nintendo's YouTube channel right now, because basically what happened is Nintendo had two new ads. Nintendo had two. It is not released. Ah, look at that. It's still not officially released. So Nintendo had two new ads. Okay, just to explain what we're talking about with Metroid. There were two new ads for Metroid Prime 4 uploaded to Nintendo's YouTube channel, and they had them unlisted. I wonder if they're even still up. Let me see. Did Nintendo take them down or make them private? Let me go to the news that broke on this, to the original links, and see if Nintendo still has it up. No, not okay. Yeah, they had up short versions of it, but I'm not talking about the shorts. They're only 15 seconds long, but one shows off a new boss fight. One shows off a little bit more of a fight that we were teased from in the past. I think Nintendo Life had the full video and the small ones. So the full video is the one that I care about the most. Let's see here. They're leaks because yeah, I'll show you guys. 108,000 views. Oh wait, good thing I did this, because this is going to be how we watch this stuff. But you see 108,000 views. It was added to the channel 7 days ago. It's unlisted. This is not meant to be seen publicly. This is not meant to be. This is why it's a leak. These are unlisted ads. These are not supposed to be seen publicly. If you don't believe it's Metroid related, there's the new boss. So like, this is not supposed to be public. It's unlisted. That's why it's a leak. It's good. It's supposed to be public eventually, just not right now. I'm guessing this is supposed to go public after a Metroid Prime 4 Direct, but they added this a week ago. They added two of these a week ago. So I find this to be interesting. We'll go ahead and update this topic to here, we'll even use the number 2 that Nintendo used, or Sakurai, whoever came up with the idea. Ah. Anyways, so there you go. Like, that's why, like, these are, Nintendo didn't release these. These weren't supposed to be released. They're official Nintendo media, but they're official Nintendo media that's not supposed to be public yet. So it's leaks. We got another Venmo. Thank you so much, Nintendo. Let me open her up here. By the way, his last Venmo was $1. This one's $1 as well. It says, Prime Pokemon ZA let me down with the Dead City, the JPEG buildings, and Catwalk into cafes, and now Air Riders for the holiday. I dislike Muso games, so you don't care about Zelda Warriors. And floating hands games. So what you mean? Well, they're not floating hands. You mean you don't like first person? But so what you mean, Nintendo, because you don't like first person games? Because not floating hand. Floating hands is like VR. You can literally see, like, it's just like hands, like there's no wrist or arm, and like a bunch of the VR games. That's floating hands. That's not what this is. There's no floating hands, but it's a first person game. So what you're saying is you don't like first person, even though there is a third person perspective for some of the gameplay, like when you're riding on Viola, the motorcycle. Okay, cool. How far into Legend ZA are you, by the way? It kind of sucks, but I heard that it really opens up and there's a lot more to do after the intro, but the intro is really long. Like really, really long. Like 3 hours, which to me is too long. And that's if like you're trying to like get through the intro, you know? Like you're actually trying to like, you know, kind of rush through the beginning part. It still takes like 3 hours. You're 25 hours in? Okay, cool. But try it's more time than I have put in. So and that's fine. It basically just sounds like, you know, nothing Nintendo's doing this holiday excites you, and that's okay. It happens. There's been holidays in the past Nintendo did stuff that didn't excite me. So it's all right. You know, third party it is. Dragon Quest 1 and 2, 2D HD, right? You know, go look at the third party release date. There are some third party games coming out. Maybe those will be more to your taste. Karkun.
Kartkun has donated YOM 200 and says, cannot wait for MP4, less than 40 days away.
Yeah, man, I can't wait either, dude. We've been waiting obviously 8 years, but really a lot longer than that. You know, really we've been waiting a lot longer before they even announced it. I mean, there was a time period we thought we might never even get another like major Prime game. Yeah, we had Prime Hunters. Yeah, we had you know, Federation Force, but there was a time when we thought we weren't really gonna ever get another one, because again, the sales weren't like stupidly incredible for a game that clearly takes a AAA budget to make. So, you know, there was a time where we're like, maybe we're just not gonna get another one. And then they announced it, and it still took 8 years. We all know there was some development hell and some studio changing. There was a quote. I wonder if I could find the quote. I think I saw it on Discord. I never opened the article to verify though. Where someone on the Metroid Prime 4 team called the game a miracle. Let me see where I saw that. Must have been on the public server, not our member server then. Yeah, right here. Oh no, he's calling the original Metroid Prime. Okay. Okay, never mind. This is the original Metroid Prime producer. I'll show it here. He's talking about Metroid Prime, not Metroid Prime 4. See, this is why I said I didn't really verify. I just kind of glanced at it. So this is the original Metroid Prime producer. The game could be called a miracle. It was from Tanabe. Yeah. And he said Metroid Prime was not a project that was originally planned. It was a title that came about by chance as a result of Mr. Miyamoto clarifying the direction Retro should take in a way that could be called a miracle. Nintendo retained the final decision-making authority. There were many instances early on where our approaches to the specifications did not align, leading to disagreements. Retro often explained this was how Western studios approach and think about game development to help them understand our perspective. I told them yes, but the game we are making now is a Nintendo game, and this is Retro's first time working on one. I've been working on Nintendo games my whole career, so I believe I have the most experience in making Nintendo games, so please trust me first. Tanabe also mentioned Nintendo developers have learned from Mr. Miyamoto that the appearance of enemy characters should be designed based on functionality. However, it had not yet been articulated quite so concisely, and it took time for us to convey the concept clearly to Retro. Despite the above, there were clashes between Nintendo and Retro. Tanabe mentioned one instance involving Meta Ridley battle, in which two sides couldn't find common ground. While the meeting started in the morning, things dragged on, and it was over. The sun was setting. Dude, that's an all-day meeting. That's a morning to night meeting. Jeez, man. All because of Meta Ridley. Imagine, dude, if you think Nintendo and Retro and all these studios don't care about the games they're making, they literally had like a 10-hour meeting over Meta Ridley. Let that sink in for a moment. Just Meta Ridley in the original Metroid Prime led to like a 10-hour meeting. Dude, Nintendo, Retro, these companies care about these games, man. I'm not gonna say every company does and every corporate overlord does, but Nintendo and Retro clearly cared passionately about Metroid to the point there was a 10-hour meeting over Meta Ridley. That's insane. One idea Retro did push across was for the morph ball rolling. Changes the perspective to third person from first person. According to Tanabe, Retro proposed the animation transition here. While the team also brought up a skip feature to reduce the time it takes to morph, Mr. Miyamoto directed that it should be unskippable, as it was one of the opportunities to view Samus in third person. So there you go. Like, they thought maybe we should skip it, you know, for time's sake. Miyamoto said no, and to be fair, I actually think it's really cool that it isn't skipped. It becomes kind of part of what the game is. So yeah, you can kind of see like ideas coming together from Miyamoto. And obviously the team at Retro. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and get Lily Young super chat up here.
Lily Young has donated 2 numbers and says, is it bad I will mostly do racing in cars?
What are cars? I feel so stupid right now that I don't know what that abbreviation means. Kirby Air Riders. Is that what you're trying to say? Kirby Air Riders. You mean that like you prefer Kirby Air Riders over Mario Kart? Why would that be? Or oh wait, no, that's not what you're saying. You're saying that the racing mode, you prefer the racing mode. That's what you're saying. The mode they showed off for racing, that's the mode you prefer between that and City Trial, because that's all they've shown right now is that mode in City Trial. Okay, I get it. No, I don't think it's bad. Like, you like what you like. I've always said this, that like, unless what you like is something highly illegal that harms other people, there's nothing wrong with liking what you like. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to video game opinions, it's all opinions. It's like, you know, if people love Legends EA and think it's amazing, they're right. Also, if you hate the game and think it's a piece of shit, you're also right. Both can be right, because it's opinions, it's personal desires, it's personal experiences. You know, you do you. Unfortunately, and I talked about this yesterday, this is the thing that I hate about some of the dissenting opinions. It's not that I care if you hate a game or hate Nintendo. Go ahead. You're welcome to have those opinions and feelings. They are perfectly valid. There's only 50 characters and $2 super chats. Yeah. Those opinions are valid. I'm not here to tell you your opinions are wrong. I can explain my opinions, of course. But the problem is that for some reason, if you really dislike something, you really dislike what Nintendo's doing, you really dislike the Switch 2, you really dislike, you know, Legends EA, as an example. For some reason, when you're on the side of dislike, the way you talk to people who like it is very mean. Very mean. The people who dislike it aren't really, or really love it, aren't really coming at you and name calling you, but you're name calling them. And it becomes this really one-sided, almost bullying like stance. I talked about it last night. To me, it's incredibly frustrating to watch it happen. And it doesn't bother me when people come at me, but it bothers watching it when they come at other people that are getting upset. Like, if someone likes something you don't, why does that matter to you? If someone loves ZA, they spent $70 and find it worth the money, why does it matter to someone who doesn't? It's not as if not buying it's gonna suddenly make the graphics better or whatever your main complaint is. You know, they've had these same kind of really cruddy graphics the entire Switch generation. Someone liking something doesn't make them a shill either. Like, that's another thing, like calling them a shill because someone likes something you don't. Cool. Well, I don't like sauerkraut. So if you like sauerkraut, you're a shill for sauerkraut. I don't like mushrooms. Do you love mushrooms? You're a shill for mushrooms. That's literally the argument being made. Because we like something that you don't like, you're a shill. What? I don't like anchovies on my pizza. Do you love it? You're a shill for anchovies on pizza. This is stupid. Both can be true, that someone loves something and someone doesn't love something. Someone hates it. Both can be true because it's all personal experiences. Welcome to being a human.
My Guidusbo has donated 1 per 99 and says Digimon TS clears ZA, not even close. GF Yearmon man?
So I didn't play, I didn't buy Digimon, but I have played it. I played an extended demo for like 25 minutes at PAX West. I actually had a pretty good time with the game, I will say. It also plays nothing like ZA. So the games don't really play like each other. So I kind of feel like a huge reason people say, this is just my opinion, that Digimon is better isn't about the gameplay. In fact, I haven't seen anyone talk about the gameplay of Digimon TS. I hear them just say it looks prettier and has voice acting. Good voice acting. I'm like, okay, what about the gameplay? By the way, I think the gameplay is pretty good, but it's not the same as the ZA game. Like the gameplays aren't the same. The games play differently. And most people that really love ZA love the gameplay. It's about the gameplay. So it's fine, my guy, that you think Digimon TS is better. It's your opinion. And I think based on what I played, it's a pretty good game. But I will say, having played it for 25 minutes, which to be honest, you know, it feels like that's about what I've played Legends ZA for. They don't feel the same. They don't play the same. But it does look better. It's got better graphics and it's got obviously voice acting and pretty good voice acting. So, but again, you know, they don't play the same. Like if you love ZA's battle system, that's not how Digimon works. That it's not the same system. It's a different battle system. So you might love how it visually looks. You love the voice acting, but then when you get to the gameplay, it might not feel as fun. And that's all about personal opinions and personal desires. All right, let's see here. When's the sauerkraut direct? Let's see here. Looking dapper this morning. Yeah, I don't wear this shirt very often. It doesn't really go well with over my hernia. You know, lighter shirts and it doesn't look great. But for the purpose of this, where you're only really seeing me from like chest up, yeah, it looks fine. But when I back out, you can see like it's stretched over. Like it doesn't. Yeah. Once that's gone, once surgery happens, then the shirt will fit properly. But it looks good on camera, so that's all I care about this morning. Trying to look good on camera. It's not like I won't do city trials. I'll just probably do more of the racing mode. Well, Lily, we'll see. You might find yourself liking city trials more. I guess you don't really know, obviously, till you play it. What's up, AVS? How you doing? Tall Show, when is the sauerkraut direct? There's a great short video about this from Mighty Keef. It's about the ZA backlash. It's very funny, but also very relatable. Yeah, if we weren't 12 minutes away, I would take some time to go find and maybe watch that. But we're 12 minutes away. You don't like mushrooms? I know. I don't like mushrooms. Mamma mia! Yeah, I have to force myself to get mushrooms into my diet because it's good for you. So that the Magic Mind things. Remember how I was sponsored by them? I legitimately still take Magic Mind to this day. Why? It's a way for me to get mushrooms into me that I can manage. Because that's one of their primary ingredients is mushrooms. All right. Let's see here. Anchovy and pineapple, disgusting. I love pineapple, by the way, but disgusting. All right. Let me read some of the chat here. Prime, do you think Nintendo will bring back the old way of game sharing? No. There's a video on Game Explain that I guess acts like you still can find a way to do it. I think it's the online stuff that's never going to come back. You can still have two people play the same game at the same time. You just can't have them play online together. From my understanding, I haven't tested this in a while, but that was my understanding. And I've called Nintendo up for it and chastised them because they literally said they weren't getting rid of the old way. And technically, if they just meant two people playing the same game at the same time, they're not wrong. They didn't get rid of that. But they did get rid of your ability to do it online, which means that part of the old way, one of the most important parts of the old way, is gone. It's how me and Yulia played Animal Crossing online together. Last time I tried to do that, it didn't work. I turned on the thing that you're supposed to turn on. It didn't work. But maybe, I should watch that Game Explain video. Maybe there is a way to still trick it. I have no idea. I'll have to double check. It's been a bit since I've actually tested and tried to do it. I just remember being mad about it when it first came out. I'm like, really? And if that's still the case and people kept assuring me it is, I was like, okay, well, that sucks. None of my stances have changed. Remember though, I never criticize Nintendo. I'm just a shill. I never hold them accountable. It's kind of funny because the people that love Nintendo the most often are the ones that offer the best criticism. And when I say best criticism, I mean constructive criticism. I explained quite clearly, and my tweets and stuff got featured in a shit ton of videos over it, what my issues were with them lying and how that's not okay. It was constructive criticism. It was like, Nintendo, you lied. Nintendo, you know, that's not okay. You should give this back. This was a feature. It was featured on your website. Yada yada yada. So I went into great detail because I know Nintendo occasionally checks out my posts. They occasionally watch my videos or my live streams. I just know this because Nintendo of America, at least because I've been told by them that they do. They don't watch everything, but they watch some of it. And so I'm just kind of hoping, hey, if that's the case, well, this is a thing that, like, I want you to be aware. Like, I know you might see online backlash about it, but here's why the backlash exists. Here's why even I'm upset about this, because you promised, you said it, and then it's not the same. It'd be different. I mean, I'd still be upset about it and I'd still criticize it, but it'd be different if you didn't tell us that, you know, if you just said, hey, we're getting rid of the old system and replacing it with this. Yeah, we'd still bitch and complain, but at least, you know, at least you were honest. It was the fact that you were dishonest that really added to my critique. It's like, okay, but you told us this wasn't going away. It's only 3 minutes long. The short? Yeah, I know. It's not about that. It's that I have to like look it up and search it and find it and make sure everything's going. And, you know, I'm not saying it's long. We can maybe watch it after. If you remind me, Venny, we can maybe watch it after the direct, after we're done reacting to the direct, before we sign out of the stream. The updated total, we're at 25.97. Sorry, let me go update that. 25.97. Did I miss a super chat? Oh no, I didn't. No. Just didn't convert the pounds. All right. Let's see here. You should watch Mr. Marty Plays review. This comes from my guy Desmo. Review and every other review, which all talk about it being a refreshing take on turn-based battles. I'm not saying that the Digimon game is not a refreshing take on turn-based battles. I don't need them to tell me how to feel about the game. I played it. I did the battles. I played actually a majority of the 25 minutes I played of Digimon was battles. Like I did like dozens of them. I'm aware. I don't need reviews to tell me about my own personal experience with the game. That's all. People are saying that Digimon is clear in the monster tamer genre because Digimon feels worth the 55 pounds and overperforming based on its budget compared to Pokemon. Okay. Feels like it's purposely being made cheap because they can get away with, and us Pokemon fans will just eat shit and buy it anyways. Hey man, that's obviously your personal opinion, and that's totally fine. I don't have like a fully formed opinion on ZA at this point because I haven't played enough of it. And I don't have a fully formed opinion on Digimon either. What I did realize in playing Digimon was it was pretty good, but it didn't motivate me to want to buy the game. Because also, and the same is true in Pokemon, a lot of the stuff in the game is kind of artificial in terms of like being able to interact and all this stuff with it. And by the way, that's completely true in Pokemon. And to give Digimon credit, the stuff that felt artificial at least felt alive, you know, like it felt like the game had life to it, even though you can't interact with this and you can't interact with that. Again, life is important in a game. So that's a huge point it has over ZA, which also feels dead and unalive, but it doesn't feel like there's any life to it. You know, there's all this uninteractable stuff, but at least, you know, Digimon feels alive. That said, the combat was just okay. It didn't like you could sit there and be like, oh, it's revolutionary, it's this, that's fine. It was just okay. Just because they're doing different things doesn't mean that I actually liked those different things. It just means they're doing things differently in a way that some people enjoy, but not everyone does. I thought it was just okay. My personal opinion, having done basically 25 minutes worth of battles in that game and 25 minutes worth of battles in ZA, roughly, is I enjoy ZA's battles significantly more. And it's not, people are going to say it's because Nintendo's in my username. People are going to say it's because I'm a Pokemon shill. I literally haven't bought a majority of the Pokemon series, and I blasted Scarlet and Violet. I blasted Sword and Shield, right? Didn't even buy Sword and Shield. That's how disgusted I was after playing the demo of it. Didn't even buy it. Like, I played the demo at E3, was like, nope. And by the way, go watch the podcast yesterday. Pretty much all you're going to hear is me being negative about Legends EA, like the entire time. So I'm not someone that has this big nostalgia and just plays Pokemon to eat shit. I actually am not. I won't even call myself a fan of Pokemon, to be honest. But I still enjoy the battle system in ZA more than Digimon. And that's okay for people to like Digimon more than Pokemon. That's just my personal taste. All right. The Maddie Plays comment was because he said people weren't talking about its gameplay, which directly at you as more of the people in the chat who might also feel the same. Oh, okay. You appreciate the discourse? Yeah, no, it's okay for us to disagree. Like, I happen to like ZA's actual like combat more, but it's okay to like Digimon's more. There's nothing wrong with it. I know what Digimon's is like because I played it. Yeah, it's fine if you like that more. Nothing wrong with it. All right. ZA stings extra bad as the battling and catching is actually really good. RCS was my favorite, and ZA feels like steps back with the lazy city. Gamebird is right. We need gyms back. Okay, I disagree on the gyms part, but cool. I don't think gyms fixes the problem with the city. The problem with the city is it's not a city. At least my problem with the city so far is it's just it's like background noise. It's not actually a city. Nothing about it is a city except there's buildings that aren't really buildings. Like it feels like an extremely well polished concept for a game that fleshed out the battling, like the catching and battling feels fleshed out. And so far I think the story is okay. But a lot of the things around it feel kind of like they're placeholders, placeholders. Are we 3 minutes away or an hour and 3 minutes away? 20-minute nap. He's a machine. We're 2 minutes away now. Yes. ZA stings extra bad. The battling catching is extra okay. Or that one. Not being able to walk in the cafe in ZA feels super. Yeah, not being able to go into most of the buildings besides like the story relevant buildings is just. They're not being able to like go into a shop to like buy Pokeballs. It's weird. It's so weird. It does have different biomes. It's not the biomes that are the problem. Derail, none of my complaints are about the biomes. I haven't played enough to have that complaint. My complaint is the city itself doesn't feel like a city. There's no cars driving around. There's cars on the side of the road. None of them are driving around. Everyone's standing around like statues. It's a city. Nobody just stands like a statue in a city. They're constantly moving. They're going places. They got shit to do. There's noises going on. There's ambulance sounds and rustling and bustling and cars driving and horns honking and shops having music play out of them. Even if you can't go in it, you can at least have some atmosphere come from the shops. It doesn't feel like a city. It feels like somebody's making a game in Unreal Engine 5. They created the concept of blocks for buildings. They created NPCs but didn't animate them yet. And they didn't put any of the sound effects or anything in yet. It feels like a really well polished demo that has two really big things fleshed out already, and they're still working on it. Anyways, it's starting.
soaring high, like shooting stars in the sky. We'll break through, knowing we
Let's go, baby.
finally reach along the way to dream.
Ah, the music. Hell yeah, dude. What's up with this singing music from Nintendo lately? I love it.
長くないどうも桜井正です。こんにちは。前回に引き続きカービィのエアライダーのご紹介です。ボリューム多すぎで2回に分けてしまいました。前回はゲームの概要、マシン操作、エアライド、シティトライアル、スタジアムなどを紹介しました。
Yeah. Yep.
すでに盛りだくさんでもう大体紹介しちゃったんじゃないのなんて思われたかもしれないけど、
He knows.
その通りですね。まあそうかも。
Uh-oh.
だけど出がらしにならないようテンポよくお伝えしていきたいと思います。ところで前回の配信で寄せられた感想の中に上ライドはないのというのがありました。上ライドは前作にあった上から見た一画面レースです。見下ろし画面で遊ぶ小さなゲームです。
I'm guessing this mode's back.
作るのが結構大事だし他の要素も多いのでなしでも許してくれるよね、許されるとは思いましたが結局作っちゃいました。
There you go. He added top ride. Nice. Another mode. Another mode.
上から見たから上ライド、とにかくプレイしてみましょう。上ライド紹介していきたいと思います。マシンライダーセレクトも紹介していきます。こういう風にマシンとライダーを個別に選ぶことができるんですね。他のモードでもそうです。そして、それらを選ぶと CP 選択になるんですが、ここで X ボタンを押すことによっていろいろな CP 設定が素早くできるようになっています。参加数とかあるいは CP レベル、これマックスで言っちゃいますけど、ライダーやマシンとかはランダム切り替えも、個別に選ぶこともできます。ではこれでいってみましょう。
Interesting.
上から見てるんですね。スターティンググリッ
Interesting.
じゃあいきます。この一番下にいるカービィがマイキャラです。ルールは一緒です。クイックスピンもありますし、いろいろなチャージによるドリフト、そういうものも基本的に変わらないです。新能力のフラッシュですね。フラッシュ、スピードが上がります。こう気持ちよくドリフトを、クリッピングポイントを狙いながら進行するというのがいいですね。ところで前作から随分変わったなと思う人もいるかもしれないですが、これ自分の画面でスクロールをしてるんですね。一つ一つ画面を持てるから。でも一応こうやって全画面にして、みんなで遊ぶこともできます。お、これはまずいね。
Okay, so you can like zoom in or zoom out to see the whole
アッ
thing.
プにします。ドリルもつけてます。
He likes playing zoom.
はい、フィニッシュ。
Okay.
危なかった。というわけで上ライドという簡単に遊べるいいゲームでした。
All right. Top
サ
right.
クッと遊べる上ライド、スピーディーでいいですね。前回と今回の特に大きい違いは内部的にはエアライドと同じシステムでできているということです。
Okay.
つまり簡単に言えば全マシンとライダーで遊ぶことができます。
All the riders and machines can be played.
前作はスティックを倒した方向に進むフリースターと左右で向きを変えるハンドルスターという2種だけでした。今回はその選択はオプション的に選べるようにして全マシンとライダーが使えるように
So
な
you
り
can
ま
use
す。
any control scheme you wanted.
変更はゲーム開始時かポーズメニューのオプションにて。最初に多少手こずってもハンドル操作に慣れてしまうのがおすすめですがご自由に。
rather than the only being able to move left and right.
コースは本作エアライドのコースをモチーフにしています。
Heck yeah. Top right course collection. Oh, yep, speed up with Gus. We saw that in the footage yesterday on a different course. Okay. Pinball. Nice. Pinball course. Ah, dude, the fall color. Ah, looks so good. I love fall colors. Ah, it's so beautiful.
今回は前作に比べてコースが大きくなっています。逆に今前作をプレイするとそのコースの狭さにびっくりしてしまいますが対戦において今回はそれぞれのスイッチ2で専用画面が持てますから画面がスクロール追従
Okay,
し
so
ます
everyone can be on their own screen if they want. Doesn't have to
R
be
スティッ
same
クでカメラをある程度いじれます
screen. Adjust it a little bit.
コー
with
ス
the
全
right
域を
stick.
画面に入れることもできます
Sure.
全員で同じ画面を共有して1画面プレイもできますね
Okay.
前作
Hell yeah.
発売当時よりもテレビのサイズが上がっているので小さい表示でも無理のない環境もできるかもオンラインでは
TV screens
最大
have gotten
8人まで
bigger
同時プレイできますが
since,
だいたい推奨されるのは4人ぐらいですね自由にしてもらえれば良いですけれども
Yeah, I'd say TV screens have definitely gotten bigger since then.
オフラインつまり1台のスイッチ2と1つの画面では
Cool.
4人まで参加でき CPU を
Oh,
4人
so
加え
you
るこ
can
とは
have
でき
4
ます
players and 4 CPU.
見下ろし画面なので
Okay.
3D にで画面用意する方にもお勧めできます
Oh, sure.
なおアイテムはウェライド専用のものが出てきます
Okay. But guys, I thought this was a Mario Kart game. No, it is.
.なんとなくミニチュア風の画面加工もできます
A diorama style. Wait, what?
そしてオンライン対応
Huh.
エアライドウェライ
Play it online
ド
mode.
シティトライアルと3つのゲームともオンライン対応しているのでまあ大変だパッと遊ぶ軽めのゲームをお楽しみくださいたまにはこういうゲームがあっても良いのではないかなウェライドは同じ画面で多人数戦しやすいですそしてエアライドやシティトライアルは画面分割プレイにも対応していますこれらはスイッチ2が1台あれば遊べますがコントローラーを確保できにくいですよねだけどご安心くださいスイッチ2ではスイッチのコントローラーが使えます
Trying to remind
プロコ
people
ン
you
はも
might
ちろん
already have
ジョ
other
イコンを取り出
controllers.
して同期を取ればそのまま使うことができます
See, this is Sakurai being like, yeah, I
ま
know
た
the extra
スイッ
controllers
チ
are
2で使え
expensive.
るゲームキューブコントローラーがあります昔ながらを楽しみたい方
Yeah,
は
GameCube, baby.
こちらもどうぞ
Let's go.
あと余談ですがエアライドやシティトライアルでは2人画面なら
Let's go, baby.
縦横分割を選ぶことも可能ですこういう対応は結構大事カービィのエアライダーには3つのゲームがあることを説明しましたねエアライドウェライドシティトライアル
Yep.
そしてもう一つ
One
3
more
つのモー
mode.
ドを横断するゲームを用意しま
Oh,
し
a
た
mode that combines all three. Here we go.
ロードトリップと言いま
Road
す
trip. This is new.
好きなライダーを選んで旅路へいくつかのステージが連なり立ちはだかるお題をクリアし続けて進みますレーンを左右に動き好きなお題へモードをまたいださまざまなお題が出てきて戦います3つのモードにおけるレースやバトルもありますがスタジアムチャレンジイベント系など多彩なお題が待っていますショップがあったりアクシデントに突っ込んだり休憩所でパワーアップしたりニューマシンを入手したりとマシンは最優先で集めることを強くお勧めします
Or is this how you unlock some of the
詰まったら
the
マシンを
vehicles?
変えることで進めるかもしれませんし
Yeah, I wonder if this is a way to unlock stuff.
途中でシリーズゆかりのキャラクターを拾えるのですがその助けによって次に分岐するステージが決まります
This
そ
is
して
neat.
突如
This
訪
mode
れる
looks
謎
really
のエン
cool.
カウンター。旅のきっかけはまた後ほど。
Oh. Is there a story thing going on? Magman. Doo doo doo. God, Kirby music. So good. You guys get that reference? Hell yeah. Let's go. Ah, King Golem. Hell yeah. Ah, man.
世界の人々と遊べるオンライン機能について簡単に説明します。まず何をするにしてもライセンスを作ります。これはオンラインで自分自身を表す免許証。
Cool.
実際の免許証と異なり好きなようにデコレーションできます。
Nice. Adaptive for film launcher.
素材はキラキラを入れたり
Weekly edition look-alike? What is up with these?
シールを自由に貼れたりして
Can you put anything you
上の
want?
句下の句を組み合わせて通り名も作れ
Oh
ます。
no, okay. They have preset ones so you can't do like the super inappropriate.
これらはいつでも作り変えることができます。
Melted
オ
individual.
ンラインにおけるお友達などとの合流場所になるのがパドックです。いわゆる専用部屋。
Oh, a lobby. Oh, we have a lobby.
こうなります。
Oh, look at this.
楽しげですね。
This is neat.
パドック内をライダーで直接歩くことができます。
Yeah.
ライダーごとに一つ一つの歩行やジャンプを作るのは
The jukebox.
手間がかかったけれど活かせてよかった。ビュッフェがあったり駐機場があったり
Eat
し
some
ますけど
food, a hanger.
ここではプレイヤーが集まり
Set up
対戦のセッションを
create
組んだり
matches. Okay.
簡単なやり取りができます。
Reminds me a little bit of like Splatoon.
誰
A
かが
bit.
レースやセッションを立てたらそこに入っていく仕組みです。
Okay.
ショートカットでメッセージを送れるのですが
Send emotes.
基本的には L スティックと R スティックに対応してい
Oh,
ま
they have
す。
shortcuts for emotes. Okay.
L スティックを傾けてカテゴリーを選び
Voice chat.
R スティックでその中から選
Hey! Game has voice chat.
ぶ LR スティックの組み合わせでポーズを取るかのようにできるので慣れるととてもスピーディーです。一つのパドックの中で複数のセッションが同時進行していることがあります。
Okay.
端末から状態が見られますので好きなレースに参加してください。あらかじめマシンとライダーを決めておくと良いです。
Oh, nice.
なお参加待ちの時はパドックの中で好きにしていて良いです。準備が整ったらお呼びがかかります。大型モニターを見るのも
Watch the big
ケーキ
screen.
の上に乗るのも自由。
Stand on top of the cake.
流れる音楽を変えることもできます。
Music.
それらとは別にコピー能力を紹介しておきます。
Copy abilities. More of them. Okay. Interesting. That ability is deep. Class.
オンラインプレイを行う際どのあたりの実力層とマッチングをするのかを示す
So
の
it's
が
like their ranking
クラス
system.
です。
Nice.
なおライセンスには世界勝利力という数値がついていま
Global
すが
win power.
勝った数が全ユーザーのうちのどのぐらい上になるのかを表します。30万と表示されていたら30万人より上。ただしこれは
Damn.
世界戦闘力ではありません。
It's not the same as Smash.
勝率や強さではなく単に勝利した数をもとに計上していくものです。
It calculates
遊
your
べば
total
遊ぶ
number
ほ
of
ど
wins.
確実に高くなっていくもので、クラスとは関係ありません。
74,000 wins? What?
で、クラスというと C とか A とかランクがあるものが一般的ですが、本作エアライダーでは色になっています。虹の7色です。
Seven
これ
colors
は
of the rainbow.
ランクの上下というよりもご自身が楽しく遊べるためのちょうどよくする色分けだと思ってください。
Sure.
高ければ偉いというものでもないのです。た
Ah,
だクラスを高める
he hates
と
elitism.
街に多少の変化が起こりやすくなるかもしれ
that
ません。
happens.
エアライド、ウェライド、シティトライアルのそれぞれにクラスがあることにご注意を。
Artopia runes. Crystalline Fissure, showing off some new courses. Yep, Steam Gus Forge. He showed off this one yesterday. What is this one? What?
前作で曲を楽しんだ方もおられると思います。サンドーラ、コルダ、
Dude,
チェ
we're
ック
only
ライト
17
の
minutes
曲な
in.
どは人気ですね。
What the hell else
今
is
回
going on? We're only
それらの
17
曲を
minutes
楽し
in.
むことができないのか。できますけど、
Music player?
あっさり白状しましたけど、こういうのを作ってみたんですけど、
Is it a jukebox?
3, 2, 1, start!
If you play, just play any song you want.
曲どころか前作にあったエアライドコースが復活します。
Oh, all the
やったね。
old tracks are coming back. Nice. Hell yeah. Fantasy medals, yeah. Celestial Valley. All right, all right, all right. I can dig this. Ah, Sky Sands. This is one of my favorites from the original. Yeah, I enjoyed that course in the original. Magma flows. Ah, Nebula Boat.
なんと9種全部復活です。なお本作のコースも9種類です。
18 total
よって
courses.
エアライドは全18コースになります。
Hell yeah.
他のスタジアムやフィールドもあるのにお贅沢ですね。前作に比べて平均巡航速度も異なるし仕様も異なるので、前作コースは前作と同じタイムにはならないですが、コースも音楽もそのまま楽しめます。グラフィックは少しグレードアップ。昔の絵のままではさすがに厳しいでしょうから、思い出補正も効いているでしょうから、昔のものだと耐えられないかもしれませんし、前作コースは最初からは遊べないのでゲーム内で入手してください。入手条件は簡単めにしておきます。
I gotta unlock the course.
エアライドでちょっと特殊なレースを楽しめます。そのご紹介。 マシンを周回数分、つまり複数台選んでスタート。一周走るとマシンが早変わりします。
Ah, okay. Swap
Wheelie
machines.
bike.
同じライダーでさまざまなマシンを駆使するレース。定番定石以外の組み合わせもお楽しみください。
Tank star.
Tank star.
本当に複数人でリレーしてしまうのも手ですね。コントローラーをパッとバトン代わり。
Okay, back to city
シ
trial.
ティトライアルの補足です。まずシティトライアルにはパワーアップ以外にもさまざまなアイテムがあります。もちろん新作もありです。
Mess with their controls. I like that one. Ah, repeatedly launch fireworks? Hell yeah. Laser flight. Homing missiles.
最後に出たメガキャノンは構えている時に向きを変えられます。狙って狙って発射。アイテムはパワーアップが入った青コンテナ、
Blue boxes have power ups generally.
攻撃アイテムが入った緑コンテ
Attack
ナ、
items.
コピーの元が入った赤コンテナがあります。そして新登場のレアコンテナ
Rare boxes.
より儲かります。
Okay.
番外編としてどこかで見た人がいます。コンテナを壊すにはクイックスピンなのでパッドを左右にガチャガチャすると出せます。そして赤コンテナからは伝説マシンのパーツが出てくることがあります。伝説マシン来ましたね。これどこかの大乱闘ゲームでおなじみのやつですが、
Yeah, Smash
エアライドが先ですので
Ha!
パーツを3つ集めると合体して伝説マシンが完成します。空の支配者ドラグーン、
Dragoon, ruler of the skies.
破壊王ハイドラ、それぞれめちゃくちゃに強いマシンです。専門分野なら負けなし。
Hell yeah.
16人もいると伝説マシンパーツを一ところに集めるのは至難の技です。だけど一度固まったパーツはそのままくっつく特徴もあります。ばらけない分集まりやすい。そして次に説明するチーム戦を使うとより集まりやすくなります。
Team battles.
シティトライアルは最大16人参加できます。その人数を大きく2つに割ってチーム戦が遊べるようになりました。8対8のバトルです。勝てる確率は2分の1。伝説のマシンパーツはチーム間で共有されるので合体しやすくなりますね。
So you share items, okay?
最後に拾ったチームメンバーが登場し
Whoever
ま
gets the
す。
final part gets the rider, okay?
チーム戦の場合最後のスタジアムは必ず統一されます。スタジアムは8人までの入場ですから10人以上で戦う場合2つのスタジアムに分かれて
Okay.
総合得点で決着をつけます。
Higher cumulative score. Nice. Team R
それぞれの
wins.
メンバーが普通に4つのスタジアムから選ぶようにするとチームメンバーだけが全員同じ競技に入るなどの談合ができるのでここは公平に。ところでチーム戦とは関係ないのですがスカイアには 空中庭園とは別に浮島が遠くに介在することがあります。飛行マシンや飛行に有利な能力を使えばなんとか届くかもしれませんね。一つのチャレンジ要素です。
Interesting. Spider nest.
ちょっと変わったライダーをご紹介しておきます。
Taranza.
タランザは壁に糸を張って加速でき
How
ま
much
す。
stuff has he showed? We're not even a half
壁を
hour
狙
in. What
っ
is
てグイ
happening?
と引っ張るという。略してロロララ。クイックスピンをすると2人の前後入れ替えられます。性能の差はなし。放射時も仲良し。
Ah, Deroach.
近接攻撃すると相手のコピー能力を奪うことができます。いただき。スペシャルを使うと姿を隠しますが、この時にもコピー奪いができます。
Dude, there's
さ
so
らに
much
ライダーがい
content
ま
in this
す。これ
game.
で新紹介のライダーは最後。
The last ones you're gonna show? Okay. Rocky. Oh no! No! No, I'm getting nightmares! Dang it! I can't escape it. I can't. Dude, the first time that I play this game with my community, everyone's gonna be the stupid hamster. No. No. Oh. Nightmare fuel
マ
coming
シン
my
の
way.
中でも特に変わり種を説明しておきます。その名も変身ス
Transform
ター。
star.
滑空ができるスター型と走行有利なバイク型、それを合わせてみたら変身。クイックスピン、つまりいわゆるレバガチャでスター型とバイク型を切り替えられます。何よりかっこよし、より高度なコース攻略が楽しめますね。他のマシンも紹介します。
Formula star. Oh, shit. It really does take off like a bullet. Holy crud. Dude, balancing this game must have been so hard. The amount of work to balance all of this had to be insane.
前作からそうでしたが、今回もライダー自身は喋りません。まあキノコとか謎の生き物とかいますし、マシン主体のゲームであれこれ叫ばれるのもうるさいですしね。ただマシンの断末魔がなんとなく鳴き声っぽかったりします。マシンにキャラ立ちありますし。そして今回の声の主役は場内に流れるアナウンスです。場内
Launch! 3, 2, 1, start! Wheelie scooter. Finish.
といった感じです。
So Smash
各
Bros.
国
Like,
各言語でア
can
ナウ
you
ンス
tell
の
this
声
guy
が
made
選べま
Smash
す。
Bros? He has a certain style to
男性
his
声と
game.
女性声がありますのでお好みで選んでください。
结束。
なお
Hey,
日
get
本
your
版の
Japanese
男性
voice
声
if you
優
want,
は
guys.
銀河番長さん、
Kirby. Warp Star.
女性声優は大本真紀子さん。
カービィワープスター。
どちらもカービィゆかりの声優さんですね。ゲームを彩ってくれます。
That's neat.
そしてコピー能力。
Sword.
コピー能力の読み上げはカービィ自身が喋ると変なので今までなかったのですが、アナウンスならいいアクセントになります。
Sleep.
なおロードトリップにおける語り部もしてくれます。これはゲーム内アナウンスとは別に設定できます。
Launch.
ロロロラララ。
Neoshan.
ボマガン。
Despegue.
ビッタリアトターレ。
Metamorphose.
3、2、1、じゃあ。
Hayame Michael.
いけた。
Interesting.
エアライドやウエライドではタイムアタックやフリーランがあります。順位がなく自分の記録に挑むためのモードですね。タイムアタックは決められた周回数でゴールするまでの時間を競うもの。
New record.
敵を倒した時の加速なども活かせます。
3, 2,
フリーランは一周のベストタイムに挑むものです。敵はいないしスペシャルも使えません。フリーランではベスト奇跡という自身のベスト記録に準じた走行をする
Best run, huh?
ゴーストが出てきます。
Let me give you my
参
best
考にしま
run.
しょう。なおマシンには大きな個性がありますがそれぞれのマシンで同じようなラップでクリアできるような調整をしていません。バトルや飛行も含めた長所と短所があります。タイムはあくまで一つの側面、ゲームで勝てるかどうかはまた別です。なので各コースの記録はマシン別で取れるようにしています。マシンごとの最高記録が大事。またオンラインでのタイム競争もしませんし世界の記録を見られるようなところもありません。タイムアタックは自身との戦いだと思っていただければと。
Interesting. I think people would have preferred there to be some online with that, but I get it.
シティトライアルにはドライブモードがあります。制限時間なしスカイアを無目的に走るだけのモードですがこれはこれでなかなかの楽しさ。地下駐車場にはずらりとマシンが並び自由に乗り換えできます。
Yeah, this is like a mode to like
これは
figure
そう
out
か。
things. Figure out where everything is.
今回ポーズメニューから好きなマシンを
Sure.
配車できるようになりました。
Okay. Yeah. You have to have a mode like this so
今
people
風
can
です
like
ね。
mess around and figure out.
また
You know,
フライ
what
ト
they
ワー
wanna
プスターというドライブ専用のマシンがあります。これは飛行性能を極端に高めたワープスター。空を飛んでるだけで気持ちいい。おまけにスモークを焚けるようにしました。スペシャルボタンで出すことができ空に軌跡を描きます。
Neat.
一人じゃ見られない。一応ポーズメニューから撮影モードなんていうのもあります。
Oh, that's cool.
これは
That's pretty
どんな
cool.
モードでも使えます。ドライブモードを楽しんでください。そのドライブモードではイベントが発生しませんがここでいくつかシティトライアルのイベントをご紹介しておきます。
Oh, but we're a fake. Oh, that was obviously a fake. It wasn't the same bright color. Oh, there's a lot chest in there. Oh. experienced that part, the falling spike balls near my demo. Everyone's riding UFOs. Oh shit, we got a battleship coming. You sunk my battleship. Hell yeah.
スタジアムはシティトライアルとは別のモードがあり、スタジアム種を自由に選んでそれだけ遊ぶこともできます。多くのスタジアムは1分程度で決着します。さらに短く遊べて良いですね。パワーアップ段階は固定。おおむねエアライドと同じになります。それとは別にシティトライアルではスタジアムスイッチによって苦手なスタジアムを切ることもできます。
Okay.
スピード勝負縛りで遊ぶなんてこともできますね。いくつも種類がある場合、細かく出現させなくすることもできます。テーマを絞ったり、出たとこ勝負にしたり、幅広くお楽しみください。
Yeah, dude, there's so much content in this game, guys. Like, this was not a little tiny mini side project, man. This is Sakurai doing what he loves, to be honest. That's my feeling right now. This is Sakurai doing what he loves the most. Making the game he wants to make.
3, 2, 1.
Did you say if the game was shareable from game chat? Do you mean like when you're game chatting with someone, can you like have your game shown? That's a console feature. Yeah, you can do that with any game. But if you mean game share in that like, you know, sharing it so other people can play on other systems with one copy, no. I think you actually said you need multiple copies.
あと一つ特別なスタジオも紹介しなければ。ボスバトルです。
A verse boss.
前作でバーサスデデデというスタジアム種がありま
Yeah,
した。
verse King DDD. I remember that. Yeah.
バイクに乗ったデデデにかなり手を焼いた方もおられると思います。そして今回ボスバトル専用の相手を用意しました。ライダーが乗れるものではないけれど生かす変形マシンを作ってしまいまして、メ
Robo.
カデデデ
Robo DDD.
デデデ型と車型に変形します。
It's a transformer. Transformer DDD.
ボスバトルは参加者全員でボスを倒す遊びになります。勝利に向かってみんなで頑張れ。
There
ボ
is
ス戦におい
co-op.
ては
It's
相手
just
をロ
on
ッ
one
クオンして
system
カメラを向けることができます。
with one copy of the game.
R スティック押し込みで切り替えることができるので覚えておいてください。そしてロックオン時の操作を
There's so many buttons
上
they're
ラ
not
イドと同じ
using.
形
Why do we
式
have
で
to click
2通りから選ぶことができます。
I don't like that control.
ポーズメニューからも
There's so
変えら
many
れますの
unused
で、
buttons in
好み
Kirby
で
Air Riders. Why do we have to click the stick
ボ
in?
スの位置
Don't
は
do that.
ロックオンしていた方が分かりやすいですが、周囲のアイテムを拾うときには一時ロックオンを解除し
I
た
don't
方
like
が
that.
拾
I
い
don't
やすい
like
で
having
す。
to click the stick in.
慣れてしまえば全てオフでもいいかも。私はそうしてますね。R スティックの押し込みでロ
Can we
ッ
go
クオン
back
の
to
オン
Z targeting?
オフ覚えておいてください。なおメカデデデだけではなく数体のシリーズボスが待ち構えているという噂です。誰でしょうね。
Oh shit. Giving us a little tease there.
クリアチェッカー、 今回もあります。ゲーム内で何らかのお題を果たすとバンバン
Achievements.
めくれていくというもの。
Guys, he's talking about
ある
achievements.
程度の
baby.
目的意識を持って遊びたい人はこれをチェックしてみると良いですね。マスがめくれるとその隣接
The
するお
original
題の
game
内容
had
が
this
分かる
too,
ので
so.
そのクリアを目指すとか
Damn, this means that
もちろんご
achievement
褒美もあります
patent,
どんどんめく
at
ってい
least
き
at
ましょ
this
う。
time, or was just an
なお
idea.
エアライド、ウェライド、
I was
City
hoping they
Trial,
might reveal like an
Road
achievement
Trip,
system here, but
オンラインの
it's just a game
5つのシ
specific
ート
one.
があります。何か裏に絵があるような。オンラインのシートは遊びたくない人は遊ばなくても良いと思います。マシンやライダーはオンラインでしか得られないようなものはありませんので
Nice.
ご安心を。
You don't have to play online to unlock
な
it.
お
All right.
開いていないマスをつついて直接お題にチャレンジできるようにもなりまし
Get
た。
Rick out of
クリ
here.
ア条件を満たせる組み合わせですぐに挑戦できるということ。ゲームに目的が欲しくなった時クリアチェッカーを使ってみてください。クリア条件が難しい場合自由にルールをいじって有利にしても構いません。まっとうに挑むのも良いですがちょっとしたズルも OK です。それも遊び手の工夫かなと。
It feels like a game that like any idea that anybody on the team had, Sakurai is just like, yes. Yes. Yes again. Yeah, the boss fights look. Oh. I think I'm starting to hate hamsters, guys. Because of one game. Because of one game.
なお同じライダ
Every time
ー
I
を複
see
数
Rick,
入
I
手
get
できることがありますがこれは2人目以降でカラーバリエーションを増やしてくれます。
There's gonna be so many
そして
Ricks
マ
playing
シ
this
ンも
game.
複数手に入ります。同じマシンがあってどうするのかというとデコレーションできるんですね。
Oh,
デコレーションは名付けて俺マシン。
my machine, yeah. Because customized. You can customize your machines.
こんな感じで楽しめます。
Hell yeah, dude. There you go. Vehicle customization. I like this. I like this a lot, actually. Wish we could do this in Mario Kart. Mario Kart, you can only put like stickers on. This is awesome. I like this. Dude, there's so much in this game. It doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop.
デコレーションしたマシン
Yeah, one
は
sticker, yeah.
俺マシンと言います。柄、
Hell yeah, you get different patterns,
デカール、
decals you can put
ア
on,
クセサリー、
accessories.
エフェクト
Oh, dude.
といった要素でいろんな飾り付けができます。
Dude, look at this, man. This is awesome.
柄もデカールも大きさや角度を組み替えつつ設定することができます。
You can be like a Splatoon cut. Oh, this is awesome.
個性あふれる俺マシンを作ってください。
Corn. Heck yeah, dude.
そして少し変わった要素ですがオンラインに俺マシン市場というものがあります。
Bye. Please say it's
これは誰かがデザインしたマシンをマシンごと買えるもの。
okay. Please say
これは
this is a
相場があって
microtransactions.
売れれば売れるほど値上がりしていきます。
Please don't be microtransactions. Please don't be microtransactions.
誰かがデザインしたということは出品もできるということになりますね。オンラインの市場に出すことがで
You
き
can
ます。
sell machine. Wait, what?
これは出品してもマシンがなくなりません。
What? You can
反
sell
面
your
売れてもお
designs?
金が儲かるわけではありませんが値段の変動は
As long
面
as
白い
it's,
です
as long
ね。
as it's just all in-game stuff, I'm cool with this. Okay.
マシンを飾り付けられるのだからライダーも飾りたい、おしゃれしたい、
in-game.
そんな願
Are
い
you
に
gonna
お
be my
答え
new
して
hustle?
ライダーの帽子も
Designing
用
cool
意しま
cards
した。
that people want to buy. The new hustle. You can do some customization of the characters too. Different hats. Nice. Sunglasses. Bull horns. A floral pin. Top knot. Nice. There's a
これ
little
ま
bit.
た同じ帽子が多くのライダーに適用できるという力技。なんとも強引なところもありますが、それも味という
See,
ことで
even more customization.
なおコピー能力の帽子をかぶるとそちらが優先されます。コピー能
Sure,
力
yeah,
は
the
すぐにな
copy
くなっち
ability
ゃ
is
いますね。
prioritized. Sure.
ところでこれ
I
は
like that witch's
ゲーム
hat
中の要素ですが、スペシャルボタンを連打するとコピー能力をすぐに捨てられます。覚えておくと良いでしょう。ところで俺マシンのデコレーションや帽子はどうやってゲットするのでしょう。いわゆるお金になるのがマイルです。
Miles. Oh yeah. So it's just you. Okay.
ゲームで走っているととにかくマイルがたまります。
Yep. It's all just in-game. Perfect. Not
走れば走るほ
microtransaction
ど
based.
儲かります。
Hell yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
ポーチ
Perfect.
プレイは効きませんけど、
That's the way in-game currency
これ
should
は
be, baby.
マイルショップで使えます。マシンやそのデコレーションパー
Heck
ツ、
yeah.
帽子、ライセンスカードのデコレーション、
Perfect.
サウンドなどなどいろんなものが売っていますが、マシンの性能を上げるようなものは売っていませんのでご安心を。そしてもう一つ、マイルでは買えない収集要素
Oh,
が
I
あり
can't.
ます。
Uh-oh.
グミです。
Gummies. Like edibles?
マシンの形のグミがありますね。全種類のマシンがあります。
The gummy of each machine, sure.
これはオンラインでは対戦して誰かに勝つと、つまり順位が上回ると
Okay.
ライバルが乗っていたマシ
You
ンの
beat
グ
you.
ミ
You
を
place
一つず
ahead
つ
of a
もらえ
rival.
ま
You get a
す。
gummy of the thing. Okay.
ゴールすると下位の人からグミが飛び出してますね。
Popping out.
オンラインしない人のために一人用でも少しずつもらえることになっていま
Thanks
す。
for the gummies, bro.
で、手に入れたグミは
You
食べら
can't
れ
eat
はし
them,
ませんが、
but you can play
も
with
て
them.
あそ
Oh,
ぶ
you
こ
can
とが
use
で
them
き
for
ま
like
す。
you can like use ride
カ
them.
ービィっぽいカーソルがありまして、
Kirby shaped
グミを
cursor.
発
Wait,
射し
what?
たり吸い寄せたりソードで掘ったりとか、プラスボタンを押すとグミを眺めることもできます。
Why?
普段意識していなくて良い様子ですが、おグミ持ちを目指してください。
A gum million. Dude, just so random. Like, what the hell? Again, what did I say? What did I say? It's like the team behind this game came to Sakurai, had an idea, and he just went, yes. Yes. Also, yes. It's like he didn't say no to anything. Just yes to everything.
俺マシンを含むいろんなマシンを飾って楽しむことができます。
A space to decorate with machines? Just like your house or something?
ガレージには種類や広さもあ
Oh,
ったりして、
garages.
パドックから人を招くこともできます。
You can invite your friends to your garage. Look at this.
コレクション要素として
Again,
どうぞ。
yes. And yes again. And yes again. Garages. Let's do it. Yes.
まず今回の作曲家は酒井翔吾さんと
Dude, he's gonna
岩
go to the
垂
box
紀
of
之さん
gummies.
です。
That'd be hilarious.
酒井さんは前作担当の音楽家、岩垂さんは今回のメインテーマなどを手掛けていただいています。スマブラや新パルテラにも参加していただいていますね。そして今回シティトライアルにはスマブラでおなじみの俺曲セレクトを実装しました。
From past Super Smash Bros. games. Nice.
これはフィールドであるスカイアの音楽登場確率を決められるも
You-
の。お好
you
みで
can-
いじってみてくだ
Oh,
さい。
that's neat. But
前作の音楽でも走れてし
You
まう
change
し
the frequency. Okay. Not just
お
what
まけ
ones you
曲
want to
も
hear,
少しはありま
the
す。
frequency in which you hear them. Yeah, my music. Oh, you
な
need
お
to create your own
サウン
song.
ドテストももちろん実装しています。また前作同様エアライドとウェライドのコース曲には通常曲と低確率で流れる裏曲を設定しています。今回の裏曲は
That's completely different.
登場シリーズが全て異なるというこだわりで作ってみました。任天堂ミュージックにも新たに曲を追加しましたので
Hey,
お
more
楽し
more
み
of the
ください
music。coming to Nintendo Music. Look at that. 10 minutes left. The main menu.
メニュー画面にも触れておきたいと思い
We
ま
haven't
す。
seen the main menu yet.
前回はこんな感じでしたが今回はタッチがだいぶそれはもうだいぶ異なります。こんな感じ。机の上をモチーフにしています。アナログ感があるタッチで良いですね。各ゲームモードにクイッと移動します。
Oh, this is
ま
neat.
たカーソルには人形がついて回っています
That's
ね。
kind of neat.
公式アカウント
That's all on
の
a
アイコンになっているものです。
Again, another yes.
机上のア
idea.
クリル板には
Just
項
yes.
目のイメージや説明がありますから困ったら見てもらえればと。
Okay.
なお主要モードを引き立てるために格納していますが右下にあるタブがとても大事です。中には今回説明した以上にいろんな要素が詰まっていますから製品を手にしたら開いてみてください。つながる遊びはオンラインに必要なもの、いろんな遊びはモード的なもの、そしてコレクションには収集要素が詰まっています。なお ZL ボタンを押すといつでもクリアチェッカーが出るようにしました。
Ah,
これは大事ですからね。
yeah. The check your achievements.
いつでも気
Yeah.
軽に ZL という
The
ことで、
achievements.
それと各主要モードの入り口では Y ボタンを押すと遊び方分類を確認できます。
Okay.
初プレイのお客と遊ぶ時や久々のプレイ
Like
で
that.
遊び方を忘れた場合にもどうぞ。スティックの上下入れ替え、ボタン入れ替えなどが自由にできます。
You
設
guys
定
know
は
they might
お
do
名前に
DLC
紐
for
付け
this
て
game
管
too,
理可能。
right?
最も使うボタンが少ないからボタン設定はすっきりシンプル。 L ボタン系をプッシュとスペシャルにすれば
Thank you.
片手操作でも
In-game
十分
remapping
遊べます。
Not
不
just
慣れな
system
方は
wide. Hell
オ
yeah.
プションなんていじらないような気もしますがゲームから押し付けるようなこともしませんので積極的に
Yeah,
試
the
してみて
clicking
い
the
た
right
だけれ
stick
ば
and
と
I'm
思います
remapping. I'm remapping that
マシン
entirely.
やライダーなど
for
の
lock
研
on.
究にも向いているかもしれません。
That's gonna get remapped.
そしてオプションの中にはアクセシビリティなども実装したのですけどね、色覚多様性とか
The different color filters?
だけど今回どうしても頑張ってみたかった機能があります。
What?
今回は画面酔い対策にも力を入れています。とにかく実際には画面が揺れていない印象を醸し出すため邪魔なものをいっぱい表示したりとか画角を変えられたりとか
Change the field of view.
カメラの設定と併用し合うものを探してみてください。なお一つ一つセットするのが面倒な方はアクセシビリティの項目からセットで選ぶこともできます。酔いにくいカメラは演出のない
Visual
カメラなの
intensity
で
meter?
ゲームは面白くなくなってしまうかもしれませんが
I mean, I'll
そ
probably
れで
have
も
it cranked,
体質などによりますからね。
For people that can't
お好みで
handle
どうぞ。
that. Dude.
なおゲーム中
Wow.
R スティックでカメラを動かせますがガチャガチャと対応しないことをお勧めします。酔いやすくなりますので。
Damn.
カービィのエアライダ
How
ーのアミ
considerate.
ーボが発売になります。今までにないパターンのアミーボになりました。これスマブラカービィのアミーボですがエアライダーのアミーボはこれでかい。サイズが違いますね。こっちにバンダナワドルディも出しちゃいますけどカービィもあるんですけど、そしてこのようにライダーを
Also, the
乗せ替えられ
riders
る
can spin apparently.
マグネットでがっちりで
You
す。
just spun them.
マシンとライダーの組み合わせがゲーム中に登場し、フィギュアプレイヤーとして走りを学ばせることができます。ライダーが育ちます。マシンではないのですね。なおトップメニューにいた瀬戸物のカービィもアミーボを読み込ませると切り替えることができます。もちろんマシンとライダーは読み込んだセットにできます。しかしこんなに豪華な仕様だとあんまり種類は作れないだろうななんて
ならない
思うところも
Oh my
あ
god!
るのですが
They're so expensive though, but they're so we couldn't make very many of them. Just keeps adding more to the table. Jeez. Is there gonna be one for every ride? I swear. Dude. Is he gonna Smash Bro it and there's one for every rider? That would be so insane. These are the five that are obviously, you know, initially
本当に
advertised.
作る
Could be
の
more.
これは驚き。こんな時代が来るとは前作制作時には考えつかなかったですけれども、22年前か。なおタンクスタープッシュすると形態が変わるんですが、付け替えて楽しむこともできます。これが設置形態。こうしてこうするとこれが滑走形態。ホバーで走るんですね。そろそろ今回の映像も終わりに近づいていますが、
I mean,
序
there's a
盤で
reason
ご
they're
紹介
50
した
bucks.
ロードトリック、
I still don't know that
カ
makes
ー
it
ビィ
worth
もデ
50
デでも
bucks.
ワドル
But
ディもスター
they're
マン
definitely
もこぞって
different than
旅を
other
始める
amiibos.
のですが、なんでここで旅立ちのきっかけとなるオープニングを見てやってください。どうぞ。
Oh, he's just gonna show us the opening movie. Okay.
From out of the sky, air ride machines rained down like shooting stars. They were found in all shapes and sizes, but with no ability to move on their own. However, if someone touched them and shared their will, the engines sprang to life, and they were able to move with incredible speed. These individuals were called riders. Soon, vehicle and rider are the unknown.
Is there a story mode? Is this teasing a story mode?
エアライドマシンってこんな感じで生まれていたの？発表ムービーでカービィがワープスターを叩いていましたよね。昭和のテレビのような直し方だと言われましたが、あれは壊れたものを叩いて直しているのではなかった。降り注いできたマシンを捕まえ、あたかも天下スパークのようにバイクのキックのように石をつぎ込んでいたわけです。意味があったんですね。
Like beating an old machine?
マシンとライダーが一つになって繰り広げられるちょっと変わった旅路。誰もが主役です。大王も騎士もコックもキノコも誰でも最終地点に向かうことができます。これは反生命体ゾラ。意志を持つけど動けず、気が遠くなるほどの長い時間を過ごしたゾラの願いを中心として運命が動きます。お後は本編をお楽しみに。
There's story! He just confirmed it! Oh my god!
カービィのエアライダーのいろいろご紹介してきました。ボリュームでかいな。
He doesn't want to tell us
私
all
の
the
チャン
story
ネル
stuff
と地
because
続きでの制作となりました
it'll
が
spoil the game.
前作比10倍以上の工数がかかってると思います。今時のゲームを作り形にするにはびっくりするほど労
Oh
力
my
が
god, there's a
かかり
single
ま
player
すね。
story.
しかし価値あるものができたと思うのでぜひ楽しんでもらえればと思います。今回このゲームを制作することになったのはやはりファンの熱い声援が大きかったのだろうと思います。ゲームを作るのには時間もコストもかかりますから必ずしも叶うとは限りません。 そんな中前作が支持されたこともそれにより多くの人の力により今作を作り得たことも感謝しております。
Good guy, Sakurai.
なお DLC の販売は予定していません。ここにあ
They're
るもの
not
は全
doing
てで
DLC.
す。
Okay.
またシリーズを重ねるつもりもありません。最初から
This is
本
it?
作は全力投入のつもりです。この機会をお見逃しなく。
Wow.
今回ご紹介する中には発売日の更新により実装される要素もあるので、パッケージ版を入手したらすぐにオンラインアップデートなどをお願いします。
Those update,
ぜひ
a day
楽
one
しんでくだ
update.
さい。
There's a day
それで
one
は
update. Damn. This is it, guys. I know it says story at the beginning of the segment. I know. Online demo event. November 8th and 9th. Global test ride. Like a test fire, just like, dude. Okay. Is it possible for that direct to be better than I even expected it to be? Holy shit. We don't. I'm kind of speechless. I know it's Masahiro Sakurai. Like, you know, I get it. He's very, very passionate about the things he works on. He puts his entire heart and soul into the games he makes. I know this. We know this. We've seen it with Smash. We've seen it with, you know, the Kirby back in the day. We've seen it obviously with Kid Icarus. We know that's like how he makes games. He makes games from a passion perspective because he just loves this stuff.
Venny has donated 5 vowels and says NGL, Meta Knight wearing a jelly donut on his head was not on my bingo card for this direct. Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah, right. Wow. First off, let's do our poll ranking. I'll put a poll up on the community section side as well. How would you rate this direct? So we got to do our ABCD. All right, we'll start with that, and then we'll get to if they convince you to buy it. I'm gonna go set that up on my channel side as well and just get that out right away because this is, and then I'll get to my thoughts. This is wow. Okay. All right, let's see how it's going, dude. Dude, 79% giving it an A out of 71 votes. Only 1% giving it a D. Couple things, man. First off, this game has so much in it. There is so... Later, Bill. There is so much in this game. Dude, demo incoming? Yeah, I know. I mean, it might just be what we played at PAX. I don't know, but I don't care. There's a demo incoming. This game, guys, he put so much, dude. And you have to think about this. This is it. This is it. He's never making another one again. He said it himself. This is it. There'll be no sequels. There'll be no DLC. This is a complete experience at launch. Everything I ever wanted to do with this is in this game at launch, day one. Yeah, he did say that you should download the day one update. You know, it's fine. Sucks that, you know, he's suggesting that you do it or heavily saying you really should do it. But, you know, you would like things to be complete on cartridge, especially for something that's never getting DLC. But hey, dude, him and his team's heart and soul was poured into this game. And you got to think about this. You know, I thought there might be some DLC or something, you know, like they do for Smash Bros, you know, extra characters, extra cards, things like that. But it's interesting when you heard him towards the end just being like, nah, man, everything we ever wanted to do is in this game right now. We're never making another one. This is it. There is not going to be a Kirby Air Riders 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, this isn't going to be an ongoing series. We had the original. Obviously, I had a passion to make a new one. That's because I felt like I didn't get everything done in the original that I wanted. And here you go. This game is so packed. I don't know if the internet's ready for this. And I'm not saying this because I think the game's going to be like a 10, 20, 30 million seller. I say this because people aren't used to getting complete experiences at launch. Think about the chastising that happened with Legends EA announcing, you know, DLC before the game even comes out. So it's technically not a complete experience because there's more content coming. And I don't think there's anything wrong with offering DLC, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with not having it. Offering a 1000% complete experience at launch, this content pack, I better not be hearing, even if you're not interested in the game, I better not be hearing people say that this game's not worth $70 based on what we know right now. After you play it, you can have that opinion, but right now, based on what we now know about this game, if anyone says, just based on what we know, that it's not worth $70, now again, this isn't about whether or not you would spend $70, just about how much is here, the amount of content, what's been packed in. I mean, look, I know we shouldn't compare it to Mario Kart World, but it basically told Mario Kart World to go fuck itself. Sorry to drop an F-bomb, but that's what it feels like. And that's not because I think Mario Kart World is bad. It's because there is such a level of not just polish, but such a level of care, such a level of love. You can see the love poured into this game. The amount of content. Even the story, right? He saved the best for last, the story mode. There's a story mode in this game. And you know Sakurai, he doesn't like showing a lot of story mode stuff because he hates when the cutscenes end up online. He knows it's going to happen. He feels like, you know, people should experience it for themselves and not watch it through videos. So you know he wasn't going to show a lot of the story mode. He only has to tease it. But what he teased was incredible. The opening intro, obviously teasing some more stuff in the story. This is why Sakurai's a legend. It's why he's a legend. It's why people revere him sometimes on the same level as Miyamoto. He cares so much about the games he makes. Like, he doesn't make games for money. He makes games because he loves it. And man, it comes through so much in this. Like, even people when they were dissing like the visuals of the original one because there's like these flat ground textures, like the flowers are flat. Dude, the game's moving so fast. Like, you know, it to me, and maybe I'm wrong, it looked like it maintained a consistent 60 FPS. Now, again, could be wrong. We'll see. Obviously, test team will come in, but this is Sakurai. What are we doing? Of course, the frame rate's consistent. This is Masahiro Sakurai we're talking about. You know, yeah, maybe the flowers aren't all up in 3D because, you know, hey, he's trying to make sure this thing at the breakneck speeds it moves at maintains at 60 FPS. So I'm just astonished right now. I'm literally just in shock. I told you guys I thought this direct was going to be like the Donkey Kong, you know, moment, the Donkey Kong direct moment. This might have exceeded that. I don't know if I can wait to play it till January. I think I might be slamming a lot of this game week 1. And don't get me wrong, I know not everyone's going to be impressed by this game. This game's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Like, everyone doesn't like Smash Bros. Everyone doesn't like this. Everyone doesn't like Mario. Everyone doesn't like Kirby. I get it. Not everyone it's not going to be a game for everyone. There's no such thing as one game for everyone. Even when you think of like, not Red Dead Redemption, GTA, like GTA 5, that's 200 million plus install base. That's still not a game for everyone. There's tons of people that have no interest in GTA. So, dude. The only thing that makes this feel weird to be the holiday game at this point is just that Kirby's never been that guy. Right? Kirby's never been the headliner. Right? He's just never been the headliner. After what we just saw today, when's the game of the year cutoff? When do they cut off game of the year? I want this game to be considered for the Game Awards. When's game of the year get cut off? They haven't given an official day yet. 2022, the cutoff was November 22nd. Please wait, what? It comes out the 20th, right? This comes out the 20th? This comes out the 20th, correct? November 20th? This might make it. This might make it into the Game Awards. There's a shot this makes it into the Game Awards, guys. If that's the final week, like the cutoff is that Friday, the 21st, which I can understand because it was the 22nd last year, which I think was also a Friday. So if the cutoff is the 21st, this game can make it into this year's Game Awards. I'm not saying it's gonna be a 90 plus rated game. I have no idea, right? We have to play it, but I got a feeling it's gonna be a surprise. Shouldn't be after this direct. It shouldn't be a surprise, but people are gonna love the shit out of this, and it's gonna win some sort of award at the Game Awards.
Venny has donated 5 tundras and says, seeing everyone say how they are now excited for this game. Good. Join me on the Poyo side?
Yeah, I was already excited, but it was kind of like, yeah, but you know, I had these other games that I need to get through. I'll play this in January. Now I'm like, no, I'm still going to probably play it primarily in January, but that first week, I'm probably going to slam a lot in, guys. Like if you're one of our $50 and up members, let me just tell you that week, pay attention. I'm going to be pinging on Discord to see if you guys want to play this game. For our play session that we're supposed to have. And don't be surprised if our play session goes longer than an hour, because I'm going to be wanting to put in some time with this game that week. Yeah, Paige, this game completely refreshed my interest in the console. And like, I don't know what it is about what Sakurai said at the end about this being like, this is it. There's no DLC. Well, one, he's probably working on Smash Bros. To be clear, that could be one of the reasons there's no DLC is that he's already working on Smash. But also, you could say that like as a logical reason, but we know how passionate Sakurai is about making games. He's had that come through in his YouTube videos. He's had that come through in these presentations in the past and the present. But I don't really think that Smash Bros. Is why there's no DLC. I think I can believe him when he says, nah, man, this is it. Everything we ever wanted to do is in this game. We don't, it's a complete experience. You don't get games that are complete experiences like this. There's so much to do. There's so much content. There's so many modes. There's achievements. There's all this stuff. Man. All right. I think we obviously have a pretty good consensus right now. 147 votes, 76% with an A, 18% with a B, 94%. 94%. Now, the big question. Did they convince you to buy it? Did Sakurai convince you to buy the game? Let's go ahead and start a poll for that. All right, simple yes or no. If it didn't yet, but you're considering, that's fine. But for now, we're just going with the simple yes or no. Obviously, people might want to wait for reviews and all that. I get it. But for now, we're just seeing, are you in or not right now? I get what you're saying, but first we have the big one of them, All My World, then Sonic 4, which isn't bad, than this. Death by Kart Racer. I know you said it's not. Well, it's not a kart racer. It's not. I understand. It's just hard to explain because it's so unique. Like, it's a racer, but it's not a racer. It's like, it's completely unique in the field. There's nothing like this game. Like, it's a racer, but it's not it's I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just, there's nothing like, there's not a game like this. There's no game like this in the world. Not an indie game, not a AAA game, nothing. There wasn't one back when the original came out, and there still isn't today. This is the only game like this. There's nothing like it. It's like a Smash racer, but not a racer, but battle, but not a battle. But it's just Kirby. There's like nothing like this, and it's crazy. Dude, look at that, 83%. Jesus. I think this direct, for anyone who actually watched it, because I think it might get less views than the last direct, but for anyone who watched it, because they were on the fence, or they were just like a hard no, dude, this direct might have just sold so many copies of this game. And rightfully so. The only semi-negative thing I have to say is, since there's not going to be DLC, I wish City Trial had 3 or 4 more maps. Maybe there's a surprise, but that my micro nitpick. Yeah, I don't know if he showed all the maps. I know he showed he showed the screen that said there's 18 courses. I don't know if we've seen all the City Trial maps. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, that'll be, you know. Here's the thing: with everything he showed, he didn't show quite literally everything. There's things that there's going to be additional maps and all that. Like all the modes, yes, all the modes are there. But like, there's probably going to be some machines, some characters, and other stuff that that weren't shown, bonus stuff. So there could be, or maybe there's not. Even if there's not, it's already like super jam packed. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's more stuff. The question mark, etc. Things we don't know.
Shiny Metroid Trainer has donated 5 Tauras and says, I have been wanting a sequel to Air Ride since the OG, so I have been sold since the game was announced.
Yeah, man. And it's kind of bittersweet. It's kind of bittersweet when you think about it. Because this is it. He said it himself. He's never making another one. He's never making another one. Like, who says that? Who says that? It doesn't matter how well this game sells, he's never making another one. This could be a 20 million seller. It's probably not. But let's say for some crazy reason it sells 20 million. He's never making another one. That's it. There will be no more, no matter how well it does. This is it. This is his love letter. Might be a love letter overall to Kirby, to be honest, because he doesn't get to make Kirby games anymore. but this is his love letter to the original. They did everything they wanted to do. Now, you know, Brian Brassey probably retired. He's not retired. He's working on Smash. I think he's only in his 50s, right? So he's still gonna be making games for a while, and he really loves making games. But yeah, he's still making games. He's just not gonna be making this anymore. He's never. But by the way, nobody thought he was gonna make this anyways. Nobody had this on their bingo card a year ago that Sakurai was making a new Kirby Air Ride game. Nobody had that on their bingo card a year ago. That's what Sakurai would be doing. Maybe you had a desire for it, like Free Metroid had it. You really wanted it, but wanting it isn't the same thing as getting it. You know what I mean? Like realistically, it felt like the one thing that would probably never come back, or if it came back, it's just like an NSO, you know? So we know he's doing the next Smash. He talked about that in his YouTube video series. He basically confirmed that he's working on a Smash, or going to be working on a Smash. So we know at least another Smash Bros is coming. He's probably going to work on whether or not he makes another Smash Bros after the next game, or if he just fully trained up Bandai Namco to manage it moving forward. That I don't know, but he's going to make another game after Smash as well. What that game's going to be, if it's going to be a new Smash, because Smash is such a big time consumption thing, right? Because because you know he packs so much content in. So like it's going to be a jam-packed game no matter what direction he goes to Smash. And there's probably going to be a DLC plan for Smash. And then after that, you know, maybe he'll take a break again, or maybe he'll work on something else. Maybe he'll work on a different project that isn't even for Nintendo. I mean, look, it's Sakurai. He can do whatever the hell he wants, right? You know, he's so well respected, and his stuff sells pretty good. I mean, we'll see. Kirby Air Riders, I think, is an interesting test of like, can Sakurai really do anything he wants and have it sell well? We're about to find out. What we do know is he put everything, and I want to be clear. It's not just Sakurai. He has a team. He talked about the composers, of course, but he has a team, and he made sure to try to credit the overall team. Like, this was not just him. This was a group effort to make this game, the passion poured in. And again, I think what's really appropriate about this, he created Kirby. I'm not sure if everyone out in the world realizes that he created Kirby. This would be, put it this way, even though it's a spin-off, this would be like Miyamoto returning to make something Mario. Imagine that. Let's say Miyamoto said, you know what? I want to do one more Mario game. And yeah, it's a spin-off, but I want to do one more. And I'm going to pour everything I have into this character I created. It's kind of what it feels. It's kind of like he just made a love letter to Kirby. A character he created that has now gone beyond him, and it's doing really well in Forgotten Land. Best Kirby game ever, in my opinion. This feels like a love letter to a character that he created. It'd be like if Miyamoto did the same shit for Mario or Zelda or any of the other characters he's made.
Tabby Cat Games has donated 2 nuns and says I was a hard no before. Now I need to sell stuff for
Now
it.
you need to sell stuff for it. Yeah, Tabby, time to quit that YouTube career or video career you're trying to make. Time to sell your equipment. We gotta get Kirby.
E4N Kazord has donated 4.99 and says, am I the only one who got Smash vibes at the end and got way too hyped for a sec?
Well, yeah. No, they, yeah, they're very Smashified for sure. Which, you know, here's the thing. Normally you could be like upset about some of the elements and some things feeling very Smash, but then you realize, oh, this is the Smash guy. Like, this is the guy. Like, the one guy that can do that and get away with it and have people accept it is the fact that, no, this is that guy. like you can't get mad at a guy for, oh, the style, the similarity, the announcements, oh, the vibe with the cutscene at the end. I mean, come on, you can't. This is that man. So like, You know, it's like getting mad at like Hideo Kojima for a Hideo Kojima game feeling like a Hideo Kojima game, right? Like you're not gonna get mad at that. Like it makes sense. You know, if OD has some elements that feel very Death Stranding, don't be shocked. Or has things that feel very Metal Gear, don't be surprised. Like it's Hideo Kojima. He can use his own stuff, you know? We have another super chat coming in.
Shiny Metroid Trainer has donated 10 hundreds and says, the day before Kirby Air Riders was announced, I told a friend of mine, it would be awesome if they announced a Air Ride sequel in the direct tomorrow. So you're welcome, LOL.
I see. Are you trying to pull a Thunder Stash right now? Taking credit? No, it's okay. It's called willing into existence. Willing into existence. Nothing wrong with willing things into existence. AVS in the chat said, okay, I just got caught. That was shocking. I don't think I was going to get hyped for this, but that direct did. This might be the first full price game I might recommend. Dude, even AVS, guys, you guys know AVS, you know, usually has been fairly anti-Nintendo overall for various different reasons. He's even like, dude, what the fuck? They might actually get my $70. Someone who said, I'm only going to buy used. He's like, no, maybe not this time. Maybe this time I will give Nintendo my money. You know that direct was impressive when somebody like AVS is saying he might give him the full fat price to buy brand new. You know that's how you know that this direct was banger. I dare say best direct of the year, potentially. And it's for a game that people wrote off. Am I exaggerating? I don't know. I'm getting best direct of the year vibes right now. And it was for a game people wrote off and dismissed and laughed at. Wrote off, dismissed, laughed at. Now you're like, holy shit. That was so good. Because there were people after the 45-minute Kirby Air Rider Direct last time that were kind of like, that was kind of boring. I don't know why that needed to be 45 minutes. This could have just been like a 5-minute trailer, right? There were people that felt that way after the last Direct. When the last Direct was very, and I said this right before the start of the stream. I really felt like the last 45-minute Direct that I rewatched yesterday was very much an intro to the game. We're just introducing the concept of this game to people. And that's why it was very boring, kind of slow paced. They're trying to be very explanatory and just very, you know, here's the base concept of what Kirby Air Riders is. This Direct, blowing them away, baby. I could do without Rick, though. That being said, we did hit the streak.
Vinny has donated 11 Sanjo Fawn and says, in addition, Mr. P gets to play as his favorite character ever now.
God damn it. I take, but we're going streaky! Yes! If anyone ever catches me playing as Rick, feel free to reach through the monitor, or if you're like Eric or someone, just slap me. Just slap me. That being said, I will not be chugging a beer for hitting the streak. It's too early in the day to be doing that kind of stuff. Well, who knows? You know what we'll do tonight when we kick off tonight's live stream, because you guys know we stream at night. I will do a celebratory Snoop Dogg shot for you guys to kick off the stream to celebrate what just happened. But we'll do that tonight. We'll do that tonight. Bonus podcast probably not going to happen. We didn't really have a big conversation on it yesterday, but I know Stash has been completely exhausted because he's really slamming those reviews. Like, hey, Stash has been live reacting to all the recent Nintendo events. He didn't even indicate he had any interest in doing that with this one because he's been tired, exhausted, which is totally fine. It was just you and me, guys, and it worked out just fine. It's what it's been for most of my YouTube thing, is reacting by myself. So anyways, yeah, so tonight, we'll do a celebratory. Nah, not an edible. If we hit 420, if we would have hit 420 on this stream, okay, I probably would have did an edible tonight. But This is awesome, man. Okay, let's get to, if you guys have any questions or anything, get them in the chat right now. Any statements you want. We're going to be wrapping up this stream here. I have to eat breakfast still, and, you know. I actually have to like make videos, and I have other things. I actually have to go play a different game for a video I'm making, a sponsored video I'm making. So I got some other stuff I got to get done, but and I do have to get a video out like ASAP because we have that leaked stuff for Metroid. So far, nothing's happened to my tweets about it or the podcast last night, so I think I'm pretty safe to show that those 15 seconds in a video today. So we got the Metroid stuff to cover, and there's been some other news as well. Let's see here. You're gonna do an edible tonight since they showed all the gummies. Look, if we hit 420 super quick tonight, sure. I know they weren't meaning weed, but the gummy section was funny. When it came up, I was like, wait, edibles? Good morning. The direct was good. You think? Can you rig the giveaway for you? No, I can't rig giveaways. It's actually against the law. So, yeah. People always accuse like, oh, rigging giveaway. You literally can't. If I rigged the giveaway, I actually can have my YouTube channel deleted. It's so against YouTube's policies, let alone the legal problem, like someone could sue me over it. It would be risking my whole career to do that. So no. If people ever wonder like, oh, well, how do we know that Prime's giveaways are legit? Well, how about the fact if they're not, my YouTube channel gets deleted? How about that? Maybe that doesn't matter for smaller channels that don't give a shit. I do this for a living. Like, everything has to be above board or bye-bye career. So, this game was definitely made for you with the gummies. I'm not even that big into edible. Like, that's not me. Yulia's the one that has them for her depression. It's not me. I'm not even that big into this stuff. But yeah, of course it's fun to be you know, a little in the clouds here, you know, every now and again. Just like it's fun to be buzzed, you know, now and again, right? Like, yeah, there's some fun to it. I love the direct, but I'm hoping Metro Prime 4 gets some of that treatment, a deeper dive. Responsibly, by the way, doing that stuff. Don't be like doing that crap, get behind the wheel, or, you know, other situations. Don't be taking an edible and going to work, you know, all that kind of shit. Yeah, I know you don't want to do any harm to the channel. You want me here forever? Well, you know, I will die one day, but, you know, well, we'll be bringing the energy for as long as I can. I'm waiting for the day that, like, I'm like 70 and like a new Zelda game gets announced, and I'm like, oh yeah! Oh shit, I just broke my shoulder. Ow! Zelda! Yeah! Ah, my wrist! I hope I'm not quite that fragile, but I have seen some people be that fragile, so I'm like, I can see it. I can see it. All right, guys. You missed the blaze on stressful days. Yeah, I never really took any stress, but I will say there were times when you guys unlocked the edible and it happened to just be a kind of a rough day the next day that I was like, okay, this actually is kind of nice that I'm ending my day this way. But or crap my pants, yeah. You know, at that point, you know, if I'm at the point that I crap my pants, dude, that's what Depends is for, right? I'll be prepared. At that point, I'll be wearing Depends when I watch directs. How did anything switch to and World's perception would be if Mario Kart World and Air Rider switched prices? I think that would have made far more sense for both. I mean, I obviously think that Kirby Air Riders, and this again, I have played it, but I haven't, you know, it was just a demo. I haven't played significant amounts of it. I would say based on what we know about World, obviously with me playing a bunch of it, and what we know about this yet to be released game, it feels like, sure, Kirby Air Riders feels like it can definitely justify an $80 price more than Mario Kart, right? Like, if you're going to compare what we know about Mario Kart, obviously, today, and then what we know about Riders today, Riders definitely feels like a game that can more justifiably charge $80, especially since there'll never be another one. That said, obviously, I'm glad it's not. I want things to be cheaper. What I will say is, at $70, with what was shown, I think it's very hard to argue for now, with everything we know, that this game isn't worth $70. That like, yeah, maybe we would have got this level of content a generation ago for 60, but even at 70, it's hard to argue about the value because it's still an incredible value from what we have seen for $70. So I'm glad it's not 80, to be clear. I don't want it to swap. I'm glad it's not 80. And I also feel like today, you know, there's been a lot of talk about, ABS. I generally agree with you. I will say, and I said this with Mario Kart World before launch. I know you called me out on some of it. I said that like, hey, you know, I don't know if games are worth the price they are till I play them and see. And I played Mario Kart World, played a lot of it. I don't think it's worth $80, right? So people are, oh, you're just defending, you're a dick rider before, you know, the game comes out. I'm like, no, what I was saying is maybe it is worth 80. I have to play it to see. I'm not saying the game can't ever be worth 80. I know your stance is no game is ever worth $80. I know like the Banana Man guy, he said no game can ever be worth 70. And I disagree with both of those points. I just feel like for a game to be worth that level of money, there's got to be a certain level of content polish, etc. And I don't think Mario Kart World had that to justify 80. I do think this game has it to justify 70 though. So it's going to be interesting. Because again, I'm still in my bubble. I'm right here in my bubble on YouTube. I'm very curious to see how the rest of the internet's reacting to this direct, because I have a feeling that this is the first moment for Switch 2 that has universal praise. We haven't had a moment yet with Switch 2 from it being revealed, because everything leaked about what it looked like. From the reveal in January to today, I don't think we've had one moment that had universal praise. I think this direct will have universal praise. Universal praise, by the way, doesn't mean everyone loves the game and everyone loves the direct. That's not what universal praise means. It just means the general sentiment, even from a majority of detractors, is, damn, yeah, that was an incredible direct, and this looks like an incredible game. So I feel like this is the first moment that's gonna be that way online. But again, that's me guessing before I check out the general reactions online. I also just want to say that you guys see why this is the holiday game now? I still don't know if this is gonna sell gangbusters, but do you see why it's the holiday game now? Yeah, Pokemon's probably gonna outsell it, of course, because Pokemon does what it does. It's hard to argue right now that this game doesn't deserve that holiday slot, that Black Friday slot, right? To be the game that launches before Black Friday. It's hard to argue this game didn't just prove that it deserves that spot. We were laughing at the idea of this being the holiday game months ago, and now we're like, actually, this might be an A+ tier game. This might be, people were like, oh, Donkey Kong Bonanza should have either been the launch game or the holiday game. Oh, really? Maybe Kirby Air Rider should have been the launch game. No, I'm just, it's hard to use Kirby to launch a system. It's hard to, you're going to use Mario or Zelda or something like that to launch a system. I get that. And Mario's not even always guaranteed to help, like, you know, with Wii U back in the day, right? Super Mario Brothers U, that didn't actually help Wii U do well. But yeah, Nintendo's always going to use one of their bigger IPs to launch a system. However, well, I say that 3DS was Steel Diver, so let's just be clear. For things that have a good launch, they're always going to use one of their bigger IPs. But yeah, this game, and the thing is, with Mario Kart being the launch game, you know, you don't want Kirby Air Riders coming out like the next month. You know, Donkey Kong Bonanza was July, so like you got to space it a little bit, right? So they spaced it. They said this is June, this is November, 5 month. Yeah, it makes more sense when you think about how they lined it up. About why Bonanza wasn't the launch game or the holiday game. They needed something to break between the two games that involve racing. So it makes a lot more sense. So, I do agree though, charging $80. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's another thing, Paige, about why they did 80 for Mario Kart. And I think we all knew this. And I believe I said something like this before launch. I'd have to go back and check the tape on it. But I believe I said something like, you know, even if it's not worth $80, it's one of the few games Nintendo has where $80 won't kill it. Because Mario Kart is and they bundled it in, right? So and they're probably gonna bundle it every holiday like they did last time. And so I feel like it's one of those games where like it's almost like a too big to fail sort of thing. Like, yeah, they could charge 80. Maybe most people don't buy it at 80. Doesn't really matter. It's still probably gonna do really, really well. Is it gonna do as well as the last one that did like 70 million? No, probably not. And I think Nintendo probably knew that was sort of we're not gonna sell 70 million again. But I do think that it was kind of like, if they're going to attempt the $80 price, it's best to do it with something that'll probably still sell many, many millions regardless. Now, notice Nintendo hasn't really tried it since, not with a new game anyways. I know we've seen, you know, Switch 2 edition games be $80, but we haven't seen them try it again with a brand new game since Mario Kart World. And I kept thinking to myself, like, would they ever attempt the 80 again for a brand new game? And I think they could attempt it with Animal Crossing. They could attempt it with Mario. They could attempt it with Zelda. You know, there are other really big games. But the fact they didn't attempt it with Bonanza, which again, I guess Donkey Kong hasn't had a 3D game in 25 years. So I guess you can see, you know, they didn't with this game. Will they do it with Smash? You know, like, I kind of feel like Nintendo is well aware of the discourse for $80 Mario Kart. I think Nintendo also has something else that will make them determine if they ever try 80 again this gen for a brand new game, not a game plus DLC or whatever the hell, you know. And it will be the data they have for physical sales of Mario Kart World. If the physical sales for Mario Kart World are like, let's say the split is like 90-10, because most people only got Mario Kart due to the bundle, Nintendo will probably then not do $80 again this gen. They've seen the online backlash, but it's really about the sales. If the physical copies didn't sell as much as they hoped and aren't continuing to sell, like when the bundle's done this holiday, if Mario Kart World can't crack top 10 on the eShop, can't crack top 10 on Nintendo's internal charts, like Mario Kart, you know, 8 Deluxe did, they're gonna be like, yeah, okay, we're not doing 80 again. I mean, the true test is going to be once the bundle doesn't exist for a little while, and I think they're going to see that $80 isn't sitting in the market, and so they won't do it again. That's also my hope, because I think it's so hard to justify an $80 price. Like, even this game, Kirby Air Riders, I think it comes close to being able to justify 80, but it's not, so we don't have to worry about it justifying 80. But also, I think it's just so hard to get to that price point and justify it. I think overall, like, you can have this game come out here at 70, and then if they decided they wanted to do DLC like 2-3 years from now for $20, $25, I think absolutely you could justify that. Yeah, the complete package is now $95, but it's been years. And to be fair, I think that's how a lot of DLC should work, that it should be a year or two later. And I think that's what might be happening in Mario Kart World. I believe Mario Kart World's going to get DLC, but I think it'll be announced for like next holiday, like next September. They'll announce brand new DLC. And yeah, it'll be paid. Lots of us are going to buy it, even though, you know, we all wanted to just be included with the $80 price. All right. Well, that's going to do it, I think. You know, I've been watching the chat. Hasn't been a lot of ats in the chat. Just you guys having conversations with each other. So we'll be back tonight. We'll probably talk more about Kirby Air Riders, because how can we not? There might be even more details coming out right now we're not aware of. Their official website updates, new art assets, all this stuff could be happening. Look, I got a news video to make that's gonna heavily feature Metroid Prime 4, but we'll probably have some other news as well. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been incredible. We'll catch you tonight on another live stream. So that's it. Peace out, everyone.